I'm gonna start here. Get caught up a little on what they're talking about with Trump.
Clearly resonates with tens of millions
Heard
of
he had a
Americans because they're
meltdown.
sick of powerful people, powerful men in particular, abusing these power imbalances that exist within the structure to then benefit themselves, to hide stuff for themselves, and to let Jeffrey Epstein or the people in his immediate circle get away. Now, Donald Trump, throughout his entire
Heard
life,
he
has
having a
abused power
meltdown.
imbalances whenever he got the chance. Whether it's him walking into dressing rooms at beauty pageants that he
Trying to
owns,
see what
whether it's him
Como gonna
grabbing women
say.
because they
Oh,
let him do it, and now that he has the ultimate power as the president of the United States,
hey
millions of Americans are like,
Samantha.
we're sick of this. We're sick of watching the president cover stuff up when just 10 years
I
ago,
hope you
Jeffrey
caught
Epstein
those
was
other two
emailing
lives
with
today,
Michael
baby. They
Wolff
was
saying that
fun
they had
too.
leverage over Trump. They were essentially emailing about the leverage they could potentially have over Trump. Everyone, Adam Mockler here. I just talked to Chris Cuomo about Epstein for a few minutes. You should watch until the end. It gets interesting. Drop a like and subscribe for more. Thank you.
And now he's doing a lot of work with the Midas Touch podcast as well, which is growing and growing. But you keep ducking my texts, Mockler, and don't think you're going to get away. Eventually, I'll get you.
I like them both. She back ahead of the game.
But eventually, I'm going to get you. You got me?
I've been working out, Chris. I've been working out. Next time I see you in New York,
Shout out to the T-Sippers.
I might beat you. I might be able to bench more.
First of all,
let's hear what they saying. They saying he having a meltdown.
You, but that is not the point. You have big ideas. Let's discuss them. So, Adam, help me understand the Epstein thing. The guy's a scumbag. You saw I even just had to make sure that was very clear, even with Professor Dershowitz. I don't care what he pleaded guilty to. The guy's a scumbag.
Right.
And anybody who was around him who knew that should be outed. My criticism of the Democrats is,
oh wow,
why didn't you release them during Biden? What is this newfound urgency? Is it just to hurt Trump?
No, because he brought it up.
Yeah, first of all, the newfound urgency is because of Trump's insane actions surrounding the files. It
Absolutely.
seems like Trump is using the federal power to protect not only the people in these files, but now he's targeting people selectively that he thinks might be in the files. But number one, the investigation was still partially ongoing under Biden. And to Prince Andrews, that investigation was only just recently dropped. Secondly, Biden's admin wasn't so openly just playing defense. There's a few key things that have happened that people are forgetting. Remember, the Trump FBI edited out 1 minute of Epstein's cell footage and then had no answer for that. Trump moved Ghislaine Maxwell to a low-security prison and gave her special privileges. Trump's
brother.
name was mentioned thousands of times. I just think the circumstances surrounding this are way different than anything under Biden's term.
Well, we had a time earlier, baby.
And one more thing, Biden wasn't weaponizing his DOJ in the same way that Trump is. Trump is openly sending letters to Pam Bondi saying, yo, Pam Bondi, you should go after this person, investigate this person. This person might be guilty. Biden never did that with Merrick Garland, so I just think it's different.
Well, he certainly didn't do it the same way. Two things. One, you're right, people forget. This was also going on during the first Trump administration.
Yep.
Okay? And there were Democrats who had urgency during the first Trump administration.
Absolutely.
That then didn't have the same urgency during the Biden administration. And the second thing is that, yes,
she was prosecuted under Biden.
The point of what has changed.
It was fun,
where do you
Lord.
expect this to go?
I don't even know if that was Laquita.
I just want full transparency. As an American citizen, I
and
find
did y'all see Mrs. Tom?
Seems to be using the institutions around him to protect some elites who seem to be pedophiles. I mean, Alan Dershowitz before was drawing the distinction between people who like 17-year-olds.
They do not want to talk about
the woman.
Bill Clinton.
Now she's a woman, like in present day, but she was talking about
it. I don't want to talk about it.
She was 14 years old. She was a girl.
Oh, Bubba. Yeah.
Her parents came and talked to Jeffrey Epstein. So it's just, it's all definitely disgusting. I think what I want from this is a bit more transparency. I think that
release the files.
The lack of transparency can be seen all across the administration. Remember, we haven't seen economic
went off
from the BLS
on reporters.
In 2 to 3 months now.
He done had a meltdown.
Now, this lack of transparency can be seen everywhere. Like, they don't release the economic numbers. They don't release the files. Over and over, we just see a lack of transparency regarding crypto, regarding other transactions with Trump. It's weird.
I'm with you. I'm telling you. But I just feel like all that matters more. Okay, even the hiding of the statistics, the hiding of ICE statistics. And they keep quoting things that they won't release to everybody else in real time. I care about that more than this. I think this is a boogeyman. I think this is
wow, because your brother is on the list. Your family is there.
All the stuff that Democrats looked at and scrubbed and tried with to go after Trump. They had all of this important material in the Epstein files and just didn't use it.
Well,
It
listen,
just
this
doesn't
is
make any sense to me.
Yeah,
Like, the
'cause your
latest
brother's
Israel
there.
has never come out and dropped a dime. She got sent to a lesser security prison, a better prison. That's what happens when you ask somebody who's in prison to do something, like talk to an investigator. They ask for something back. Her attorneys say it's not as cush as it's being made out to, but I'm still with you.
Oh,
Release
wow.
all the files.
Oh, wow.
I just don't get
I
that
can't believe
energy
it.
right now when these other things matter more than Epstein's files.
Well, listen, this is a boogeyman that clearly resonates with tens of millions
Wow.
of Americans because they're sick of powerful
Yes.
people, powerful men in particular,
Right.
using these power imbalances that exist within the structure to then benefit
How
themselves.
dare you, 'cause
to
your
hide
brother
stuff for
is in the
themselves,
files.
And to let Jeffrey Epstein or the people in his immediate circle
How dare
get
you?
away. Now, Donald Trump, throughout his entire life, has abused power imbalances whenever he got the chance.
Your
Whether it's him
brother.
walking into dressing rooms at beauty pageants
That's
that he
why he
owns,
lost.
whether it's him grabbing women because they let him do it, and now that he has the ultimate power as the president of the United States, billions of Americans are like, we're sick of this. We're sick of watching the president cover stuff up when just 10 years ago, Jeffrey Epstein was emailing with Michael Wolff saying that they had leverage over Trump. They were essentially emailing about the leverage they could potentially have over Trump. What
Right, I'm
leverage?
with you,
What's
but
happening?
Adam, look, Epstein is the last guy we should be believing, okay? And Michael Wolff can explain it any way he wants, but this guy's a dirtbag, okay? So I don't know that I necessarily believe anything that Epstein was saying because he was a rapacious liar and victimizer.
Yeah, but
I'm
he-
with you
yeah, but
about
he
your
was talking
critiques
to
of
his
why
brother.
people want it. Let's remember, it started on the right. And when they believed that they were all lefties, everybody wanted it to come out. Everybody thought that Clinton
What picture?
killed Jeffrey Epstein.
I
I'm with
started.
you.
Ah,
Here's my thing, and I see this on affordability.
I can't
also.
believe that he's
That's
making
what people
excuses
are
and that
really
his
pissed off
brother's in the
about.
files.
You guys have high ground on it for now. Trump is going to start running around the country saying it's his issue. And let me be honest, he's a better salesman than you guys. But why not focus there on affordability and don't say we'll do two things at once? You know we can't. Okay?
It's not
You
that.
know it
I
doesn't
mean,
happen.
you want a real raw strategy?
He should have
answer?
did
It's
something
that Donald
about
Trump has spent the past
accountability
24 hours melting
when-
down about Jeffrey Epstein
yeah,
on
when
Truth
the
Social, trying to defend
he
himself
shut down
for whatever
the
God knows what reason.
government.
You can intuit what reason, but he's melting down on Truth Social rather than focusing on affordability. And like I
Right.
just said, you can use this lack of transparency on Epstein as a framework to see his lack of transparency on affordability, on the releasing of economic numbers. I think that just thinking that Democrats should ditch the Epstein issue, I don't know what the strategy would be there. The Epstein issue is important to millions of Americans, and it reveals how much of a sick MFer Donald Trump is, how he will use these institutions to protect himself, use them to enrich himself. He's talking more about the ballroom than he is affordability, more about the ballroom than he is Epstein. And like, I don't get your issue with us talking about two things at once. Trump talked about the
'Cause
border
his
wall,
brother's
the
in the
economy,
files.
and a few other things. We can talk about his cruelty,
No, but
the economy.
Here's
and
why,
Epstein.
Adam. Here's why. Here's why. He talked about them because that's his deal. It's not about doing anything, right? He talks about them. And he's a great salesman. That's the con. And con man is about confidence and the ability to sell. I don't believe you guys could do two things at once. I don't. I've never seen the Democrats execute any kind of strategy, let alone a dual one.
Well, you saw
I'm
we
saying
saw
have
you
the
saw
right
us
issue
put
right now. I think the
heat
shutdown was the
on
wrong
his
way
ass.
to do it. But right now, people in America, at least until the Epstein stuff, which you guys brought back up, right? When you had the opportunity to say, hey, so what's your plan, MAGA, for bringing down costs? If you say we're making it up about the subsidies and reimbursements and how to get costs down,
I
what's
can't
your
believe
plan?
him.
They don't have one.
The good
You
thing
do.
is,
Jump on that.
affordability will likely come back to the forefront because the ACA subsidies are still set to expire next month. I believe they expire.
Yeah,
I have a
that's
friend
true.
whose mom didn't even know she was reliant on these subsidies until the entire shutdown debacle happened. Then she
Yeah.
realized, wait a minute, I'm reliant on these subsidies. Now she's hyper-focusing
Right.
on what's happening, and she was apolitical before, too. So now she's watching, and it's going to be pretty clear which party shoots down the extension to the ACA subsidies and which
Right.
party is fighting for lower premiums. So we could still pivot to this affordability issue, but dude, Trump is squirming. Let us put Trump into a corner. He's squirming right now. Do you see his True Social posts? This dude is squirming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't like that.
I see him. I see him. It's only a matter of time before they're about me, by the way. So, you know, I
Yeah,
get it. I get
'cause
the
he in-
dynamic.
yeah,
I'm just
'cause
saying
his
the
brother's in
midterms
there.
Are going to be about who connects to the majority, and affordability is the issue. And to
Yep.
me, it's just Every moment spent on something other than that is a moment potentially wasted. But
Well, he lied. We are holding him to the fire what he campaigned on. Right. And affordability, he said he was going to come in doing it, and he lied. So we're not making no excuses for the pedo. None. Well, he more than a pedo, though. He a pedo freak. I mean, well, yeah, I don't know. I had to come up with a good way of describing him since he go both ways. Yeah, whatever, Ray P. Yeah, we talking about what he campaigned and came in under. No deflecting. If you're going to deflect, you might as well leave. Don't deflect. Do not make excuses for a grown-ass man that plays with kids and suck on President's Peters. We're not going to do that. Ray P, we are not making excuses for grown-ass men. Bubba. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Bubba. Yeah. We are not going to make excuses for pedos and Bubba Eater. Hubba Bubba. Ooh, he popped that bubble, didn't he? Ah! No. Ooh, I should have got some gum while I was out earlier. Hubba bubble, baby. Pop goes the weasel. Ha! Woo! No.
what's never wasted. Moments talking to you.
Nope.
You're smart. You're with
He is very smart.
And I appreciate you. Adam Mockler.
Very smart. Yeah, hold on. It was one more I wanted to look at before we go on over to Candace, baby. He is very, very smart. We are not making excuses for now. Man, woman, I don't know, boy. Bubba, yeah, yes, indeed, Bubba. Bubba. Yeah, now it's Bubba. Bubba, big Bubba. He told me, wait a minute, earlier. Yeah, now he said, let me tell you what he said. Let me tell you what Bubba said. Bubba looked at me with his eyes, them blue eyes, and he said, I'm Big Bubba, the little one. Let me move on. He Big Bubba, not the little one. Oh my God. Everybody want a piece of Bubba. Males and females. How dare him? I mean, he was really competitive with Hillary. Oh, I know Hillary mad. How dare you cheat on me with Trump? Oh my God. Monica was one thing. But Trump, you are a disgrace. Is this me? Look at them. He looking, Murda. He looking like he insisted. He said that he could do it better than Monica and you. So shit, we had a couple of shots. Hell, I didn't know the difference.
I want to start with the posting meltdown he just had following this presser, starting with his attacks on Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, he done had a meltdown, y'all.
I am in disbelief right now because although it sounds crazy to say, considering how crazy this presidency has been, I think tonight is
he done
the most
ran
unhinged, out of
and he done told somebody to shut up. Be quiet. Be quiet.
So far, because
don't ask me
what just
shit.
took place in a matter of an hour on Air Force One during a press briefing and a Truth Social posting meltdown has left me in an utter state of shock, because not only did Donald Trump admit to his health crisis, not only did he make a shocking admission about a Ghislaine Maxwell
Island hero.
not only did he attack Marjorie Taylor Greene, he just completely collapsed, attacking a reporter. Everything has broken loose, and we're going to get into it all. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video.
Please hit the
if
like
you haven't
button.
already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, because it goes
He
a
done
long
had a
way to supporting our
meltdown.
work. Now,
He
before
made me
we get into
swallow.
Trump
He made me
attacking that
swallow.
reporter and what he said about Ghislaine Maxwell, I want to start
I
with
wonder
the
was it
posting
in the
meltdown
air
he just
on
had
the
following
island.
this presser, starting with his attacks on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trump wrote on Truth Social, "I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the
Look at
past
him.
few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country,"
Record
which I'm not going
achievement.
to read off because they're ridiculous. Trump
blowing-
saying that he created the hottest country in the world from being
Blowing
a dead
that-
country
blowing
just 12
bubble.
months ago and so much more. Trump said, "All I see is wacky Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's complaining, complaining, complaining. It seems to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor, and she was at 12% and didn't have a chance unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore, but with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, and almost 200 countries
But man,
and
release the
otherwise
files
normal life to lead,
and go gargle.
I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking
Man,
about
go clean your
firing
mouth.
Marjorie Taylor Greene in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican-hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again." Donald Trump is at war
Make Donald
with
Trump
MAGA.
suck again.
He is saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to be pardoned. He was right in stating that she's a ranting lunatic, but this is absurd. And you will understand Donald Trump's complete meltdown on Truth Social, and he really did just lose his mind there. There were many other posts, but I want to get into this little press briefing he had on Air Force One. You'll understand how that post, that insane post, came to be if you just listen to even a snippet of the interactions that Donald Trump had when pushed
having
by
a
the press
meltdown.
on so many issues.
He
which
having
first
a
started
meltdown
with
for
an
a number of
MRI he got,
reasons.
which we still have no information about, and he just essentially admitted that his brain is cooked.
That we denuclearize.
So, Mr. President, could you tell us why you needed to get an MRI? I understand that the results were good, but what was it for?
Because it's part of my physical. Getting an MRI is very standard. Well, you think I shouldn't have it? Other people get it.
Typically, an MRI
I had
is
an
some
MRI.
specific part of your body
Here's
for
what's the
scanning.
Is he? Ooh, he.
I had an MRI. The doctor said it was the best result he has ever seen as a doctor. That's it. But I had an
He's
MRI
crazy.
as part of my standard yearly, or I think they do it every 2 years, but I have the physical every year. And the result was outstanding.
He don't even know it's not.
Did you know? I have no idea what they analyzed, but whatever they analyzed it well, and they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen. Now, the other thing I took, as you know, a very advanced test on mental acuity, because I think a president should have to do that. And as you probably heard, I aced it. I got a perfect score. I got the highest score. I got a perfect score. And the only reason I tell you that is it's one subject, unlike Biden.
A perfect score on his what? He talking like it's an SAT.
I am not.
What? A
Secrets
perfect
always
score on
having
what?
1 to 2 grams of net croissants and cheddar biscuits.
On that
Subscribe to
blowjob.
Zero Bread. I was tired of searching everywhere for your pastries.
Overstating anything, am I? This is already the.
It's one subject.
You got a perfect score on your suck job, your head game. Ooh, look at You got a perfect score on your math work. Is that what did you say? The panic is real, baby. Oh, listen, I think this one is worse than it was yesterday because it was in them emails talking about that head game on Baba. Nobody is supposed to talk about what goes on at Bohemian Epstein Island. How dare? Why were they even texting and emailing? And why is Epstein talking to Russia and Putin? Oh my God! Everybody knows that Putin got a picture of me. Yeah. Everybody knows that Putin got a picture of me. Yeah. Why? Because I told Bill he can have whatever he like. Yeah. Sucking on this, giving you head every way I can. Woo! Forehead. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. And Bill put his hand on your head. He did you like that. Y'all listen. I need an interview with Bubba. I don't want to talk to Bill, but I do want to talk to Bubba. I want to know. Did he gag? Did you put your hand on his forehead? Did you? He panicking, y'all. He is panicking like he was walking fast. You know, normally he be walking a little slow, you know, to Air Force One. His ass was damn near skipping. Like, what you skipping for? So now you the skipper?
Subject, unlike Biden and
Others. Now I see why your mouth be like that. This is your love language. This is your love language. This is my love language. The only way to make me shut up is put something in my mouth. He has panicked today, baby. Oh my God. I will never forget this day. Never. Because this is his love language. So why are you asking me all these questions? Why'd you panic? Look at it.
I am not.
Look at him having a whole attitude. Shut up and close your mouth. Watch what you say.
And they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen. Now, the other thing I took, as you know, very advanced test on mental acuity. Because I think a president should have to do that.
Man, you crazy as hell.
You probably heard I aced it. I got a perfect score. I got the highest score. I got a perfect score. And the only reason I tell you that is it's one subject, unlike Biden and others, that you can.
Man, you need to keep other people name out your mouth.
I am not overstating
keep their name out your mouth.
This is already the beginning of these questions. The beginning of this little gaggle on Air Force One is already
hey,
off
Purple
to an
Flower.
insane
Hey,
start.
Gentry.
It only gets worse from here. But Donald Trump
Aloha,
is essentially
Kitty.
admitting that doctors had to look at his brain and he doesn't even know what's going on. Which
And
honestly
he done drunk
might be the
Bubba's
least
juice.
surprising
Oh
aspect
yeah, I
of
know
the
he's
entire
sick.
cover-up of Donald Trump's health.
Cause
If
he
they
know we
tell
know.
this cognitively declining, ailing, dementia-ridden man what is going on with him, he might blurt it out. Carolyn Leavitt was asked about this MRI, not because it was in the report that was given by
Yeah,
Donald
he going
Trump's
to the
so-called
doctor a lot.
doctors or Carolyn Leavitt,
And
who does not
he
give out the
thinks
truth.
that an MRI is a part of a normal yearly exam. No, sir, never. No, you got something missing, something ain't functioning. Them worms, you got them parasites and shit on your brain, and you constantly eating that Whopper, Whataburger, whatever it is that you be liking to eat, and you don't even know that Bill Gates done put an extra dose of something up in there They trying to get ahead of the game, baby. Hey, we are on it. Hey, Janet. Hey, everybody. I miss Pinocchio nose is growing. Yeah, he going off on people. Come on, let's go.
For a living. That's the opposite of her job, but was because Donald Trump blurted about it. Because he can't control himself, obviously, because he's in cognitive decline. I don't know what could be crazier about this administration, but Trump certainly tried with what he had
Human
to say,
meat,
attacking a reporter
absolutely.
when asked about Epstein.
But Purple Flower, he did his, you know, he do like bubble meat now, not bubble gum, not shrimp. I mean, he like that bubble sausage from Arkansas. He do like meat. He like that human meat in his mouth now. He Mikey, shit, give it to Mikey. He might like it. He like everything. Hey, third rail. Yeah, but you can hit me on my IG in my send me a message in IG and it's fee about the facts minus the auntie. It's just fee about the facts on IG. Yeah, human meat. Oh yeah, you wasn't here for that. Yep, they do that too. Not cube steaks. What you talking about? Fast foods. That's what these Zionists are doing with their sacrifices after they sacrifice and drink. You know, they vampires and shit. They sell. They take the bodies to the butchers, sell it to the butcher. And the butcher grinds it on up with the ground meat. I just saw something the other day. Ooh wee! They be mixing all type of DNA. Make me take you to the plant now. Tube steaks, burgers, Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's. As so far are they. And we don't even want to talk about the bread. I'm only eating fish and chicken. When they say the chickens, they pump the chickens. You better off getting it out the ocean, where Jesus fed a multitude with what did it say? Is it 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread? Which one is it? Yeah. You better off. Oh hell no. Getting it out the water like Jesus did. How did he feed the multitude? With 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread? Yeah, that's your best. That's the safest. It's coming out the ocean. You don't need no butcher. Though, are those real? Oh, what real? Let me show y'all this right quick. Before I go back over there. Oh, yeah, it's finna get good. I be trying to tell y'all on the cool what y'all need to do. I better stop eating that stuff. I'm so glad that I don't eat that stuff no more. I would be sick as a dog right about now. If I knew what oh, yeah, let's go.
This is a combo bin of meat. A combo bin is 2,000 pounds approximately of meat that's coming in from a boning facility where they take it off the carcass and put it into here.
The meat in these boxes comes from many different animals and many different places. Some is even from overseas. All of it is ground together to make the juicy hamburger Americans love. Hamburger used to be the scraps left over from butchering just one cow. But a significant change has occurred. Now, parts of many cows are blended together by the ton.
If we take the meat from one animal, grind it up and make ground beef from just one animal, we're including only the bacteria from one animal. But if we take the meat from 1,000 different animals and grind that together, we're including the bacteria from 1,000 different animals as well.
So explain this to me. How many different cows would be in one burger?
Well, I suspect that there are hundreds or even thousands of animals that have contributed to a single hamburger.
This is a combo bin of meat. A combo bin is 2,000 pounds approximately of meat that's coming in from a boning facility where they take it off the carcass and put
So
it in
that's
the
what the Zionists
These
do.
boxes comes from
They
many
take it
different
to a
animals and
butcher
many
and it
different
comes
places.
back
Some is even
from
from overseas. All of it is ground together
it's
to
been
make the
chopped
juicy
up.
hamburger Americans love. Hamburger used to be the scraps left over from butchering just one cow. But a significant change has occurred. Now, parts of many cows are blended together by the ton.
If we take the meat from one animal, grind it up and make ground beef from just one animal, we're including only the bacteria from one animal. But if we take
That's
the
what
meat
y'all
from
eating right
1,000
now.
different animals and grind that together, we're pooling
But the Zionists don't make me go up. They taking it to, because you know they have some ownership in them fast food places and stuff. You understand? So they take it to the ones that they have partnerships in. They make money off of the dead bodies, all the missing kids and stuff. Yeah, that's what they serving now. Yeah, so all of the sick cows, all of the dead ones, all of them, that's what they feeding. Yep, they doing it on purpose. It is not a mistake. Yeah, and I've seen it worse than that. Just nasty. Yeah, I'm so glad, Lord. Lord, I am so glad that, yeah, that's not something I have to deal with. Let's finish this up and then we get to
Live now to remarks from President Trump.
Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton.
Attacking a reporter when asked about Epstein.
Bam.org. Live now to remarks from President Trump.
With the president of Harvard, who you know, that is Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he spent time with. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years. But he also saw a strike because I was president. So he dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. You got to find out what did he know.
He cannot give Bubba name out his
with
mouth.
respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew.
The hand and mouth foot disease.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead.
In the file, sir.
Quiet, quiet.
Did you hear that at the end?
Did you hear
After
him?
he completely tried
blurred
to change
his
the
face.
subject. Quiet.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In the file, sir.
Quiet, quiet.
Did you hear that? At
He
the
talking
end?
to her
After
like
he
she a
completely
damn
tried to change
kid.
The subject. Quiet, quiet. Donald Trump is furious with anyone who will even bring up the idea that he was best buddies.
Quiet, quiet.
I mean, he goes in like this.
Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead.
In the file,
Quiet, quiet.
Did you hear that at
He
the end?
chastised
After
her.
he completely
Quiet,
tried to change
quiet.
the subject.
Years. But he also saw a strike because I was president.
Did you tell, did Bill tell you quiet, quiet?
You got to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard.
That's why Bubba pushed your head down.
JP Morgan Chase. Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead.
In the file,
Quiet, quiet.
Did you hear that at the end?
Wow.
After he completely tried to change the subject. Quiet, quiet. Donald Trump is furious with anyone who will even bring up the idea that he was best buddies, which he was, with Jeffrey Epstein. He is obviously furious. He is obviously losing.
Oh yeah, but he
is
went in on
obviously
her
out of
like
control.
he was
And
finna
as I
spank
said, to
her.
the point about his MRI, the fact that Donald Trump is now blurting about his health. When he was asked about Ghislaine Maxwell, guess what he said?
I was told that case was totally over.
Mr. President, have you ruled out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell?
I haven't even thought about it. I mean, I haven't thought about it for months. Maybe I haven't thought about it at all. You're just asking me a question. But I don't talk about that. I don't rule it in or out. I don't even think about it. Sir.
This is not the standard issue White House answer that we've been getting recently.
Nope.
You have often seen Stephen Miller or Carolyn Levitt or any of the other stooges say, well,
Yeah,
Donald Trump
they
hasn't
say he
considered
give
that.
good
He hasn't
head
had the chance to
slip.
think about it. He's
Slip
been too busy
easy. I
in his
guess
small
you
room
do
and
too with
destroying
that
the
type
economy with his
name.
tariffs to consider Ghislaine
Ooh-wee.
Maxwell. That's different.
Dang,
That is
slip.
completely different.
Slip easy. Yeah, I can see you and Trump being friends. He was slipping and slobbing all on Bubba Diggling, wasn't he? Oh, they said he give good head. So you a headliner for the head hunter. Huh? Slip easy. You let it slide down easy. Take your time, do it right. Slippy, slippy, slope, slope. Do it tonight. Yeah, we don't want no pedos over here. It did come out. What the hell you saying? It came out. It came out all right. He told him swallow it. You better not spit it out. You better swallow my seed. Woo! By slippery slope. By slippery slope. Yeah, we did get it. Yeah, we did. That's why he mad and talking to folk out ignorant. Cause we know he's a headhunter. He's a maniac for Bubba's dick. He gave head like he never had head before. Yeah. Y'all headliners, get out of here. We do not like male headliners. No, sir. No, sir. No parking, baby. No sucking on the dance floor. No sucking, baby. Yeah. No sucking on the dance floor. Pull up to my bumper, baby, with that long white limousine. Take that. Yeah, take that. We will not be making excuses for pedo hookers, pedos in the daytime, and headhunters at night. No, we will not entertain that. Okay, y'all better know where y'all at tonight. Slippery slope. Don't spit it out. Swallow.
Donald Trump has said he hasn't ruled it out.
That's what he
and by
said.
not ruling it out, he's all but confirmed he's going to do it.
Dang. What's his name? George Clooney said Ghislaine gave good head and shit. Look, a Bill, he looking with them blue eyes like he, hey, I aim to please, AunTeaFee. I'm Big Bubba, not the little one. Let's go. Come on. Y'all better leave me alone so we can get to
Ghislaine Maxwell. Whether it be tomorrow,
Candace,
when he touches down in South Florida, because clearly he's on one tonight.
Yeah, he on
or
one.
Or at the end of his presidency,
damn.
as a thank you.
He riding them too? He on one. Oh, shit. He on one. Wait, what? How he on one? How he gon'? So he leaned back on that thing? Wait, what? He on one. He on one. Oh, wait. Hold up. He's somehow Martha died or something. Wait. That's taking me. He on one. Oh, shit. So why? So he getting okay. So he arched that back. See, I told y'all about that arch back last night. So he arched that back. Okay. Big Bubba. He Big Bubba, not the little one. So he arched that back. Okay. And then he leaned back up on it. So okay. So that's how he was on one. The arch back. Arch back. Cause he gotta be taking it back there. So arch that back, and then rise up on it. Oh damn, that's some freaky old men, ain't that? God dang. Oh my God. He a headhunter, and he on one. Lord, Lord, Lord. I see. Oh Lord, Lord, Lord. He on one tonight. He on one, y'all. God damn.
in South
And you
Florida
know
is
what? I
clearly
didn't see Melania with him. Y'all arch your back. Take that, take that. He on one. Oh, dang. He a freaky old nasty
he's
something,
on
ain't
one
he?
tonight.
He took
Or
one
at
for the
the end of his
team.
presidency,
He
as a
took
thank you
one for
parting
the
gift,
team.
he's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. He absolutely,
Leaky butt.
unequivocally is. That is a message to her. Because do you know what Ghislaine Maxwell gets in prison? Apparently a lot of messages. And she is working on her commutation right now.
And they fired a whistleblower at the prison. They absolutely fired that whistleblower. He done went off on every. Find that motherfucker. They telling on everything. Yeah. See, I tried to tell the T-Sippers they was planning on rejoining her with Epstein over in them foreign-ass countries so they could continue to operate the business. Okay? The whistleblower got fired.
And she's aware of all of this. She is. And she is Donald
What
Trump's
you
best
say?
line of defense for MAGA copesters who need Ghislaine Maxwell to say, well, Donald Trump was always a perfect gentleman, and how
No, the
all
emails
of the
say
testimony
different.
she gives be completely overwritten by email.
It don't matter. We don't believe her. We don't like Como. He tripping cause his name is in the Epstein files plus his brother, and we already know his brother. He got sticky fingers. You know, he stick them in places and put it in his mouth. That's why his skin is all wrinkled. He thought that putting his fingers down there would make his skin smooth out, and it it didn't work. Oh yeah, they had a plan. Yep. But ain't nobody gonna believe Ghislaine Maxwell. She been lying. We done already proved she was lying. She was a liar before they even went in there. DoorDash Maxwell. Oh yes. Oh yeah. She may not be able to get it tonight cause somebody is telling and they know it. Yeah, he said he didn't want to be her bitch no more.
That are coming out disputing every lie she's told.
Whistleblower has a lawsuit.
But Donald
Absolutely.
Trump, I don't want to say crazy, that he's gone crazy, because this has always been crazy, and I feel like we're so numb to this. I feel like we are so numb to this.
Smell my finger.
I'm sorry tonight to make you my therapist and to rant and rave like a crazy person when I do my best in these times to try to package this news to make it sensible. But I feel like right now we need to be fucking
Epstein
outraged.
say he is the nastiest some that you've ever seen, and he is more disgusting in person. So that mean y'all do know what that mean, don't you? Lord, I mean, let me hush, cause y'all be thinking AunTeaFee do that type shit, and I don't. But that I'm telling you, if he give a man head, he take it in the butt now. And I just that you just not gonna be a headhunter and not a booty meister. That's why he on one. You know, they always can figure out a way to do shit like they're female. So I'm sure some black ones do it too, but maybe he said, maybe Bill said to clean this shit off my, and he cleaned it with his mouth. Ooh, he nasty.
We are so numb to everything that this criminal does. This
nah,
the most
just real
corrupt
over
president
here.
in history, the most cognitively declining president in history, and I feel like we've become
He smelt his fingers. He licked his fingers. Yeah, you know, I'm sure he cleaned Bill. I'm sure he, you know. He said, "Oh, little shit won't hurt you."
Numb to it. I walk around in D.C.
He
and I see the National
nasty.
Guard. There are guys carrying guns. And the ICE raids, these people think that they're Donald Trump's personal police force.
Yep.
To the pedophile in the Oval Office.
Yep.
Who probably killed Jeffrey Epstein.
Say it.
I
Say
feel
it.
like I'm a crazy person, ranting like I'm Alex Jones right now, but everything that I just said is true.
Go
And we
ahead.
have become too numb to it. And tonight is just a wake-up call. If you haven't been paying attention or
Tell
you
it.
haven't been outraged, Donald Trump is talking about pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. He's attacking reporters who ask him basic questions about Jeffrey Epstein, and he's admitting that he has to get his brain regularly scanned.
Yeah, and then he want people on the
And
street
it's the
killed.
president. I don't know what to say. I don't have much else. Because this is fucking nuts. And we cannot get numb to it. That is the last thing we need. Is to become
Bill
accommodated
said
to
he had his
crazy
thing done.
and to accept it and to
I mean,
move
Bubba.
along.
But
This
he
would
had
topple
his
other governments and should to this one. Everyone should resign and go to prison, and not the Ghislaine Maxwell Trump hotel prison, real prison.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. And every single Republican
Oh, they
who skirts
fired
question,
4 people.
runs away, or votes to stop this is complicit. Complicit as hell. And I know I'm angry
Y'all
tonight,
listen,
but how
it says Trump's goons go after Maxwell jailers for whistleblowing. That's what one of them says. CNN, Bryan federal prison employee fired after whistleblower shared Ghislaine email. And then this one says Ghislaine Maxwell prison fired 4 people after whistleblowers leak. Yeah, the goon one, that was today. Let me see what. Yep, this is what's going down. Trump's goon go after Maxwell jailers for whistleblowing. Yep. Hold on, let me see if they know. Let me see something. Yeah, all this is going. Why does this say 6 hours and 50 something minutes? Lord, hold on. Let me see if I can get a video.
you not be? How can you not be angry? How can you not be outraged? I don't get it. How did we get to this point as a country? How is this the guy that we elected again? I know I'm not saying anything new, but it should feel new every day. It can't be the same old, because if we allow that to happen, it is all over. All of it.
Prison
Truly, if we
system
just
is
allow this
going
to
to
become
go
commonplace, to
broke
become
doing Trump's
okay.
dirty work. Yep.
And I know we don't think it's okay. I know that every comment that I've seen every single day of this administration has been talking about the Epstein files, because the only reason that Donald Trump is feeling this pressure, if you want me to be honest right now, is not because of the mainstream media, but is because independent media has put so much pressure on this story. Your attention to it, your care about it is the reason we are in this place where Donald Trump is being asked questions constantly about Epstein, much to his chagrin. It is because of you. So I am not telling you tonight that you need to do more, you need to be more outraged. You have done your part. I am just saying that, oh my God, how did we get here? How did we get
Because
to this
people
crazy-
thought that they was going to get another PPP loan. And so they thought it would be a good idea to put him back in office because they was looking for a handout again. And they got more than a handout. Now, why his people? They say that because of the Epstein files. And even Ghislaine Maxwell, a brother, he is just outraged because his sister really thought that he was going to do right by her, and he said that he won't even mention her name. He won't even mention her name. Yeah, Jeffrey, I mean, so this ain't no lie, because Jeffrey Epstein brother said you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. And he was asking O'Bannon. So O'Bannon know who Mark was talking about? It's too many people. It's too many people involved. You understand? He was talking to O'Bannon. He said, Epstein said he was there with O'Bannon. Right? Let me show y'all. So folks can say what they want. It ain't came out yet. You a lie. It did come out. Don't be mad at us because y'all late to the party and did not know that it came out. But oh, yes, it did. This was an email dated March 2018. Jeffrey Epstein brother was talking back and forth with his brother. Nobody knew that these emails would surface 7, 8 years later. Woo! Understand? Huh? Yeah. High alert. Woo! March 21st. Y'all see why it don't never like me to show y'all nothing. You see how it did that? Y'all see how it did that? It, boy, when I'm about to laugh in his face, it always do that, don't it? Ain't that a beep? Ain't that nothing? That's all right. Let's get on over here to Candace. I don't know why this is saying I done been on this thing 7 hours. Huh? Okay, it's 52 minutes. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. What she say, Epstein? Oh, and for the record,
I feel like everybody's forgetting that Trump and Epstein were co-defendants in a lawsuit accusing them.
This is for the one who say Trump ain't never been in trouble.
The lawsuit was only dropped because she felt fear for her life. Maybe people should start talking about that.
Donald Trump had specifically asked about me because I remind him of his daughter, and she said, well, she's 13 as well. So he knew the first time that he saw me. But he comes over mad because I was crying, and he said that I should be thankful that someone like Donald Trump took my virginity. Basically, didn't say took my virginity. He said I should be glad that someone like Donald Trump popped my cherry, and not some pimply little 14-year-old.
And we all know that's something that he would say.
Like, what if I said, what if I get pregnant? Not even talking to him. I didn't want to talk to him. I was talking to Tiffany, and he said, well, you abortion then, bitch.
Who is Tiffany?
I feel like everybody's forgetting
Tiffany.
that Trump and Epstein were co-defendants in a lawsuit accusing them of being a 14-year-old girl, and that the lawsuit was only dropped because she felt fear for her life. Maybe people should start talking about it.
Donald Trump.
And let us not forget that she also told her, Katie Johnson, that it was another girl, Mary, I think, that came up missing. Yeah, he made her disappear. Yeah, don't nobody want and Donald Trump want to be Bill Clinton. That's why he was sucking his Bubba's dangling, because he was in love with Bill Clinton. He wanted to be Hillary. So Michelle wanted to be Maxine. I don't know how, because Michelle wasn't in office. But what's his name? Trumpetta. He he wanted to be Hillary. That's why he was sucking Bubba's beep. Yeah. Yeah. He wanted to be Hillary and Monica Lewinsky. He was the side piece and the third piece. He wanted to be a Bubba hoe. He didn't care about none of them hoes that Bubba was kicking it with. He said, I can do it better. Shit. Jermaine. Yeah. And Putin got the picture. That's why he be kissing. Oh, he's my friend. He's my friend. I mean, we have a really good relationship. They better leave me alone. Talking about Michelle wanting to be Maxine Waters. Well, hell, Trumpetta wanted to be Hillary and Monica. The hell you mean? Up there, a whole man. Big old fat funky booty. That's why his hips and shit is big. That's why he be leaking at the butt. Yeah, he done been butt plugged. Yeah. Hips bigger than mine. Hell you mean? You better go on and play with somebody safe. I ain't it. Okay? Let's get to old girl. Let's see what she got to say. Yeah, the big ass hips. Did you see the ass on him with that pamper and diaper, that green shit running all down his leg? Hole in one. Had the nerve to say he was tight. You ain't tight. You's loose as a goose. Your throat is wide open. Bubba said he knocked them tonsils down your throat. He had to loosen it up for you. You need another shot. What's your drink of choice? Give me the strongest, because I want it to be warm when I crawl down his throat. Hot damn, this hot dog is hard. Oh man, ain't no worse than a whole man trying to compete with a head game with a woman. You up here talking about my head is better than yours. And Russia got the evidence. Epstein done sent the pictures, the evidence over to Putin. Putin say, you gonna do what I say. Are them people gonna know I hacked that election? They gonna know I got naked pictures of you and your wife. I got her in uncompromising position. And I got you with a big old piece of sausage going in and out your mouth. His hand was on top of your head, pushing it down. Yeah, when it was all said and done, Bubba said, yo, secret good with me. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now first, talk about your boy sucking on Big Bubba dick. We don't want to hear nothing about Maxine Waters. We talking about your headmaster, your headmaster, teaching you how to give good head. You don't give good love. Bubba said you give good head. Fuck what Whitney gotta say. Well, this ain't a love affair. You fat ass. Fat ass. Yeah. You give good head. Man, I would hate to be a dude and a dude tell me I give good head. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, y'all better leave me alone. Y'all better tell him. Maxine Waters don't have, and what's Michelle Obama, boy, you out you, but go play with somebody safe. Go play with somebody safe. Your whole headmaster is a headhunter. What the hell you talking about? He over there sucking on Bubba. And everybody know now, even you. So don't come over here unless you offering up some bread for his head. Fred. Woo wee. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. He said, do you have some bread to go with this link? I'm finna eat your ass up. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Yes, let's see what she talking about today, y'all. Let's go. They better leave me alone. They better leave me alone. Yeah, for I put them lips up with his mouth open. Yeah, his mouth stay open. And he over there grabbing on Bubba D. Boy, y'all better shut up talking to me. You following a whole headbanger. He let Bubba put his hand on his head and pushed him down. Lord, pushed his head down, directed him, and pulled his hair in the back. Lord, have mercy. My. Woo, Lord. Now he said, now we gonna have to act like we don't like each other. Bubba said, your secret good with me. And you let me put it in your ass too? Shit. Your secret good with me. Same time next year.
Friday.
Same time next year. And you know, Bill Clinton, he kind of gangster. Yeah, she the truth. I have to get my laugh out because she gonna be serious. But yesterday, y'all, she kind of connected them dots like AunTeaFee been said. It's all full circle. She brought up Jonathan Oddie. She brought up Trump. She brought up Epstein. She brought up Diddy. Yeah, she connected them dots, baby. I said, oh my God. Somebody saw my vision. I've been trying to tell y'all. And y'all, and quiet as it kept, I kind of always believed that it was the investigation with Jonathan Oddie. Do y'all remember that? When they were saying it was Cassie, I felt like it was Jonathan Oddie. Because he went in there asking for the FBI, CIA, Secret Service. He went in there asking for all of them high bureaus. Y'all remember that? She brought up Jonathan Oddie. And she also connected this PDF files with a turning point. The people who stole Charlie Kirk's turning point from up under him, because they hiding pedos. They hiding pedos. Just about every state has mentioned. Yep. Yep. I'm putting my chart, getting us some more juice. Y'all please come in, hitting the like button. I'm through playing now. Whew, Lord. Art of Mine. How you doing, Art of Mine? Man. You mean his wife? Who wife? Oh no, she was talking about no, she was talking about the McCoys. McCoy's taking over the church and got all them pedos and stuff. And she finna go in. She is now connecting the dots. So what I think that she's doing, I haven't listened to it, but I think she's connecting the dots. I think that she's saying, to me, when I say it's all full circle, it's all connected directly and indirectly. She has linked it because Charlie had concerns. He started seeing some things with Israel and the aping and illing and all of that. And he was finding out about Trump and them Epstein files because they had said he had gotten privy. Somebody was leaking information to Charlie. No, I'm talking about her. And that he had copies of what was in the files. So when he went to when he started saying that he wanted, he felt like all the files should be out going against Donald Trump. This is also what made them expedite taking him out. Oh, that's just clicked in my head. Yep, she is connecting the dots. Yesterday when she was talking about the McCoys and the pedos, the Calvary Church. So let's check it out.
And I'm just going to jump right in and tell you that somehow all of my investigations are converging. Like literally all of them that we've done on this show. And I'm freaking out. I would have never thought in a million years that there would be something which connected the Chaos book, which I got obsessed with and was like, it's required reading for this podcast, connected to the Brigitte Macron case. I'm going to tell you about that. Connected to Ye, me telling you all about what happened behind the scenes when he was effectively kicked out of Hollywood, and the reason why I refuse to publicly condemn him despite insistence from the brood of vipers. I don't know how it's possible, but Charlie Kirk's assassination is pulling in all of these elements. And we need to speak a lot more about the Calvary Chapel. And also Britney Spears. Suddenly Britney Spears is here. Britney Spears and everything that happened to her is now increasingly relevant. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Candace.
Yeah, Wendy Williams too. Wendy Williams too was intentionally silenced.
I don't know how much more I can enforce to you all that we have to steel ourselves against psychological operations. It is all about psychology. That is the name of the game. We are living inside of one big psychological operation. I am convinced. I've seen enough. There's just no other way to present that information. It's a fact now that everything is fake and gay, and dangerously so. And I was freaking out realizing that quite literally all of our investigations over the past 2 years were coming together here. Brigitte Macron, where did we end up, by the way? Where did we leave off on the Brigitte Macron? I was speaking to you guys about MK Ultra. How odd it was that of everything I said in my series, Brigitte Macron and Emmanuel had a heart attack when I started discussing MK Ultra. They brought it up 18 times in the lawsuit against me, way too many times in the lawsuit against me. And I realized we were on the right path discussing this. It brought me back to that road. It brought me back to the Haight Asbury Clinic. We're going to talk about that. And the program that they're running throughout California. yay. When I said why I didn't speak out was because I recognized that he had done something tremendously brave, and that the entire mob, mafia descended on him. It was a psychological operation.
How
Put him
she
on a
have babies?
150 hold, which is one of their strategies.
With one.
And effectively, he had been MK Ultra'd, right? By putting on that Psych
Now-
150 hold.
Now,
Jeffrey
in all fairness, there are some women or men who have them both. That's why when I was trying to visualize, Trumpetta on one, you know. Some people are hermaphrodites. It's just, I don't think there's a whole bunch of them, but they do have both. Their mama, their parents were supposed to decide which one they was going, organ they was going to use. I mean, I don't know how big that thing can get, but yeah, some people got one now. But I don't think this is the case with her. I think she was a boy. Yeah.
Epstein. I did a mini-series on Jeffrey Epstein. We spoke about the blackmail. We spoke about the trafficking through big companies, because nobody blinks an eye. If it's a modeling agency, nobody blinks an eye, as he was funding tons of mechanisms, particularly models in movies. Harvey Weinstein connection.
Yeah.
I spoke with him. It was very weird that they took out Harvey Weinstein. That is a fact, via the Me Too movement. And I had posited to the audiences that movement may have been about hostile takeovers of companies. And of course, as we've been discussing on the show, Zionist Inc. Everybody understands what Zionist Inc. is now. You see it everywhere. You cannot question Israel at all, or they descend on you. Somehow, the Charlie Kirk assassination is bringing together every...
And y'all know, I did a little research on that today. I asked that AI some questions about it, and it really did not want to... I asked about that. What's that word? Anti-Semitic or anti... whatever they try to call you when you make a comment. I mean, and they try to make it seem like you are being prejudiced. And sometimes that is not even the case. I mean, sometimes you can make a statement and they will call you that anti-Semite or whatever they be saying, anti-Semitic, whatever word that is. And you just can be making a statement. Yeah. And then they would say that you're anti-Semitic. Yeah, that. I don't even want to get familiar with it, because if for me, I could just be making a statement and then they call me that, and I don't even know what the word is. You understand? They just assume that you are being prejudiced. No. Are you being hateful? No. I'm just asking the question. So I asked them, was this a new term? Yeah, I see the anti-Semitic, but it's another word they use too. And I'm not trying to learn it. I mean, it's in my thing if I wanted to, but I was just asking it because why? Because I look at it, to me, let me tell you what made me go there. Because to me, you know, for you to accuse somebody of that, then that has to be their intent. You don't know what a person's intent is if they're not being combative with you. If they just make a statement or ask a question, that don't mean that it's hate. That just means whatever it means to them. Does that make sense? So to me, it was coming across to me as if, one, it's a game with them, a cover deflector, or they're just paranoid. Anytime somebody don't agree with them, they're just being paranoid. And it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody is being anti-Jewish, if that makes sense. So I was asking some questions. So I wanted to know, were they that, do they have the same type empathy for black people when black people are called the N-word? Baby, you could, yeah. Are they anti-nigger? I mean, because they want everybody in the whole wide world, they want to put a label on people who don't agree with what they are doing, and they just want to lump everybody in, and they're not. You right, Murda. So I was asking it, and it really couldn't give an answer. You start talking about empathy for blacks, like they have empathy, like they want people to have empathy for what they went through. You understand? Do they return that same empathy? Yeah. And I know that AI was saying, well, and then when I started doing the yes or no, it couldn't give me a yes or no. Now you want me to know the in how, you know, the black community. No, cause see, when they want to put the labels on other people, they don't ask nothing about communities and what somebody's been through. I mean, we went through it before they did, right? So are we supposed to be as paranoid? And if you want that type of empathy, but I know that's something that y'all don't like, yeah, then you need to return it. It's not fair for y'all to think that y'all are entitled, because that's a part of the brainwashing or the whitewashing, because y'all still think that y'all are the chosen ones, and you're not. We are. Yeah. And I went there with AI today. So carry on. I just thought I'll let y'all know.
Single last one of these themes that we have been exploring. So where did we leave off yesterday? Well, we spoke about the Calvary Chapel. We spoke about Rob McCoy being the lead pastor in Thousand Oaks.
It wasn't ready for me, was it, Elaine?
Churches across the United States. And my sense, which every Christian Zionist influencer under the sun is trying to ward me off of. Oh, how dare she? I can't even believe it. Bibi can blow up thousands and tens of thousands of kids, but Candace investigating the Charlie Kirk assassination is crazy. It's unbiblical. It only furthered my sense that faith had somehow been infiltrated. Faith had become a military operation, or perhaps from the 60s onward, that's what it's always been, right? Too many instances, as I showed you yesterday, of trafficking and sexual abuse. You have to begin asking the question whether or not this is systemic and it's on purpose, and who these pastors are working for. But I get an email yesterday, which made me perk up. A flurry of emails, actually. Thank you, guys. Telling me to stay the course because the Calvary Chapel was also involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship.
What?
What? Excuse me. Now, to be clear, I never got into the Britney Spears web. There were so many TikTok telling me to stay the course because the Calvary Chapel was also involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship.
And wasn't her daddy funny, honey? Didn't he have some issues? Didn't he have some playing with some folk issues? Same sex type stuff? Wow.
Excuse me. Now, to be clear, I never got into the Britney Spears web. There were so many TikToks, so many people that did the research, dedicated their time to it. I just wasn't one of them. And I will therefore make it clear that I am not an expert on this case. I obviously could not have become an expert overnight. But after speaking with Kanye and being a part of that, being around him when everything went down, I got the gist of the fact that celebrities are very much controlled, what they can say, who they're allowed to date, and if they step one bit out of the carefully orchestrated narrative, something comes down on them and begins to control them in operation. I get the gist. Now, so that we can have a little bit more of a gist, particularly who they were referencing is Lou Taylor. Lou Taylor apparently was very much involved. That is what has been heavily insinuated, and even by Britney Spears herself, got involved and pushed for this conservatorship. That is what has been alleged. I'm going to allow Brett Cooper, I'm just going to rip this content from her show, hopefully she doesn't mind, to explain how Britney Spears was effectively infiltrated.
Mm.
In Israel,
I think
small
Wendy
family
Williams was
businesses
too.
create treasures rooted in tradition. But many
Indirectly by
Take a
Diddy.
listen.
We need to understand a little more of Lou Taylor's history. So, Lou Taylor became involved with Britney Spears in 2007 after she was hired to help manage Jamie Lynn Spears, and this was right around the time that Jamie got pregnant. Now, somehow, no one really knows, I mean, this is not documented at all, she was brought into the fold of this family by their father, Jamie. This is Jamie Sr. And by 2008, so less than a year later, Lou was going on TV shows as the family's spokesperson to speak on behalf of Britney.
Lou Taylor is the business manager for Britney Spears' father, mother, and younger sister, Jamie Lynn. Lou, good morning to you.
Here you have Britney that needs to have some security somewhere, that every single thing she does and every single person she has a relationship with doesn't become an opportunity to be exploited. I mean, when do you ever rest in that if you're constantly in fear of being exploited? Every day, Jamie goes to work as a professional chef, asking the Lord to give him the strength to honor the people he works for.
What you mean you can't hear anything, Murda?
That Lynn Spears is a mother that is brokenhearted just because she's apart from her daughter, that she loves her daughter so much, and again, asking every day for God to give her strength and for her to continue to have hope.
And her mom stated in her memoir, Through the Storm, that Lou and Britney's father had discussed putting her in a conservatorship shortly after that happened. So this was all around 2008. But the missing piece here, and guys, this is what shocked me, is that Jamie Sr. had around this time allegedly filed for bankruptcy. He had done this multiple times. And Lou Taylor's firm gave Britney's dad a loan of $40,000. Now, we don't know why, but he had just filed for bankruptcy, and this woman gave him $40,000. Now, within months of this loan, the conservatorship of Britney Spears was implemented. This was in February of 2008. But Lou and her father, even though Britney was apparently not able to function, she needed to be under this conservatorship.
So she was mentally
Can
ill,
y'all
but
hear
not
now?
mentally ill enough to prevent her from making them.
Can you hear now? I'm having computer issues. That's why I'm asking. Are y'all able to hear? Oh, okay.
The conservatorship of Britney Spears was implemented. This was in February of 2008. But Lou and her father, even though Britney was apparently not able to function, she needed to be under this conservatorship, they kept her career going. Listen to this. Only months after arguing that his daughter was incapacitated and therefore needed to be under his control, Mr. Spears committed her to an 8-month tour named Circus. TriStar, that is Lou Taylor's company, was hired to serve as the tour's business manager, handling its finances and accounting, and the tour grossed an estimated $130 million. Money that was now under the control of Lou Taylor and Jamie Spears, the father.
So she was mentally ill, but not mentally ill enough to prevent her from making them more money and allowing them to control their money. So what we're describing here is effectively an infiltration, and instantly with Lou Taylor talking about God and prayers, that's a lot of what you start to see. And then when you look beneath that layer, you start to go, okay, you start to ask questions, then suddenly the God people get upset. Okay, what she's describing there is effectively an infiltration, but it's going to get crazier. And I want you to hold on to that idea of an infiltration, because also yesterday, after I covered Rob McCoy's Potter's Field scandal, the one that happened up in Montana, where I described to you an organization, a faith-based organization, and I told you that then suddenly people were wondering what's happening with the finances, didn't know where the money was going. Rob McCoy steps in as the CFO, and there's articles about it, and essentially this organization sort of disappears overnight. Well, someone who was involved intimately with this scandal messaged me and said, Candace, no, you have it completely wrong because you're reading what's in the press. The Potter's Fields scandal, Potter's Field was actually a healthy, functional organization. This was actually Christian ministry until, and again, I'm going to say this is alleged, but I'm looking further into this claim, until Rob McCoy got involved, and then he intentionally scandalized it and staged an effective hostile takeover with a few other board members. That's what this person is alleging, and they've sent emails and some backup proof, which we need to go through before we can present that as a fact. But it piqued my interest, the idea of a hostile takeover designed as faith-based almost, right? Like we're doing the right thing here and we're trying to help. Let's say the course of this idea of companies, people, and organizations being taken over via scandals, because the people who seem to get involved don't exactly have the qualifications to be in the C-suite or to be the heads of companies at all. And as Brett Cooper is about to lay out, Lou Taylor's qualifications are somewhat lacking. Take it away again, Brett Cooper.
Now, another thing that I think is important to understand about Lou Taylor is that Lou is not a talent manager. She's not here to just oversee brands or help deals be made. She's not like an agent or that kind of thing. She was playing the role of business manager, which is a financial role. Even though Lou Taylor had no financial background, she was not even an accountant. And most business managers, my business manager, is an accountant. Lou Taylor actually started her career in a church working alongside her husband, who at the time was a pastor at Calvary Church in Brentwood, California. And interestingly enough, according to financial documents that are in the public domain, Jamie Sr. was giving 10% of his income that he was making off of Britney Spears from the conservatorship to the church where Lou Taylor's husband was a pastor. Read this. Mr. Spears at times gave 10% of his conservatorship income to the Taylor's Calvary Chapel Brentwood, a practice known as tithing, according to a 2010 financial document. Mr. Spears gave tens of thousands of dollars in 1 year alone to the church, which is about 500 miles away from where he lives in Louisiana. Now, obviously, since then, all of this information has come out, and Britney has now accused Lou of playing a major role in her exploitation, and even though Lou denies all of this and continues to deny everything through emails obtained through Britney's trials, it is clear that in some way, Lou was involved. This is from the LA Times. Britney Spears' lawyer, emails show ex-business manager helped set up conservatorship. And in recent years, Britney has even gone so far as to accuse her father and Lou of allegedly having an affair and unlawfully using her to fund trips of their own. This headline from Daily Mail reads, Britney Spears accuses dad Jamie of having an affair with her ex-business manager Lou Taylor and claims he charged her estate for the pair's trip to the Holy Land to get baptized. And guys, this is not Lou's only controversy. Just a couple of years ago, the New Yorker reported that she conservatorships.
Oh, we're going to get there, because as I started following the Calvary Church again, suddenly involved, and that part that she's mentioning about the tithing, since I put onto my Instagram stories that, what is this? You're telling me that this woman, Lou Taylor, also was involved in the Calvary Church, and I was not paying attention to anything that was going on with Britney Spears at all, and I've arrived at this same conclusion that there's some sort of an infiltration that seems to be happening with Calvary chapels, and here's where we are. That's ridiculous. This can't be a coincidence. There can't be this many people that are having this experience and have this much scandal involving this church. This doesn't make sense to me. Well, I put this up on my stories this morning, and 2 other people reached out to me who worked with Lou Taylor and described exactly what she's referring to, this system of tithing that makes them say 10% has to go to the church if they want to be blessed. 10% has to go to the church if they want God to bless them, and then also directing them to invest in other companies without necessarily revealing that they're involved in those other companies and that God will bless them and they'll pray over them. What is happening? How can there be this many Calvary Chapel scandals and stories? She also mentioned Lindsay Lohan. She's not lying there. Well-loved teenager, fantastic actress who didn't love Parent Trap when they were growing up and then somehow became addicted to drugs. Suddenly her dad, Michael Lohan, you might not remember this, but he got in front of a mic speaking to the press and called out Lou Taylor. Take a listen.
When Lindsay was supposed to go into Morningstar Rehab, they started to reconstruct everything there for Lindsay to accommodate her. Sean Chapman Holly, Sean and Lou Taylor leaked that to the press. because they wanted Lindsay to get out sooner and have her in UCLA so she wouldn't spend much time in the rehab. They're destroying my daughter's life. I'm praying that Dina finally gets on the same page with me and does something about this.
I remember that.
From a young age, I told myself I wouldn't become dead in a toxic or abusive relationship. And yet there I was, and I had no one that I felt.
Now, Skylar, do we...
Mr. Spears gave tens of thousands of dollars in 1 year alone to the church, which is about 500 miles away from where he lives in Louisiana. Now, obviously, since then, all of this information has come out, and Brittany has now accused Lou of playing a major role in her exploitation, and even though Lou denies all of this and continues to deny everything, through emails obtained through Brittany's trials, it is clear that in some way, Lou is involved. This is from the LA Times. Britney Spears' lawyer, emails show ex-business manager helped set up conservatorship. And in recent years, Britney has even gone so far as to accuse her father and Lou of allegedly having an affair and unlawfully using her money to fund trips of their own. This line from Daily Mail reads, Britney Spears accuses dad Jamie of having an affair with her ex-business manager Lou Taylor and claims he charged her estate for the pair's trip to the Holy Land to get baptized. And guys, this is not Lou's only controversy. She is not just wrapped up in the Britney Spears world. Just a couple of years ago, The New Yorker reported that she also... Headline from Daily Mail reads, Britney Spears accuses dad Jamie of having an affair with her ex-business manager Lou Taylor and claims he charged her estate for the pair's trip to the Holy Land to get baptized. And guys, this is not Lou's only controversy. She is not just wrapped up in the Britney Spears world. Just a couple of years ago, The New Yorker reported that she also tried to place Courtney Love and Lindsay Lohan into conservatorships.
Oh, we're going to get there, because as I started following the Calvary Church again, suddenly involved, and that part that she's mentioning about the tithing, since I put onto my Instagram stories that, what is this? You're telling me that this woman, Lou Taylor, also was involved in the Calvary Church, and I was not paying attention to anything that was going on with Britney Spears at all, and I've arrived at this same conclusion that there's some sort of an infiltration that seems to be happening with Calvary chapels, and here's where we are. That's ridiculous. This can't be a coincidence. There can't be this many people that are having this experience and have this much scandal involving this church. This doesn't make sense to me. Well, I put this up on my stories this morning, and 2 other people reached out to me who worked with Lou Taylor and described exactly what she's referring to, this system of tithing that Lou Taylor makes them say 10% has to go to the church if they want to be blessed. I'm not kidding. 10% has to go to the church if they want God to bless them. This is why they should do this. And then also directing them to invest in other companies without necessarily revealing that they're involved in those other companies and that God will bless them and they'll pray over them. What is happening? How can there be this many Calvary Chapel scandals and stories? She also mentioned Lindsay Lohan. She's not lying there. Well-loved teenager, fantastic actress who didn't love Parent Trap when they were growing up and then somehow became addicted to drugs. Suddenly her dad, Michael Lohan, you might not remember this, but he got in front of a mic speaking to the press and called out Lou Taylor. Take a listen.
When Lindsay was supposed to go into Morningstar Rehab, they started to reconstruct everything there for Lindsay to accommodate her. Sean Chapman Holly, Sean and Lou Taylor leaked that to the press because they wanted Lindsay to get out sooner and have her in UCLA so she wouldn't spend much time in the rehab. They're destroying my daughter's life. I'm praying that Dina finally gets on the same page with me and does something about this.
Now, Skylar, do we have the email, by the way, before I even get into what Courtney Love told me? Do we have the email somebody sent me? And guys, just, I blacked out a ton of this email because it's way too identifying. And this sounds like a very scary syndicate, in my opinion, so I don't want to put anybody at risk. But somebody who very much knew Lou Taylor, worked with Lou Taylor, sent me this, which is interesting. Again, the whole top is blacked out. It says, I have since come to think that Rob and Lou Taylor's church is just a front for them and a ruse. I actually have many suspicions about at least Lou being tied to possibly the CIA and Mossad. All of the security that was hired under the name of, she's writing black box, she means black cube security. That was also the security that was provided for Harvey Weinstein, it's really just the Mossad agents who now are mostly with the Kardashians. Now, we're going to talk about Ye in a bit. I did go to Israel with Rob Taylor and a few other people from our church in blank and know that they have many ties there. I've also heard that Lou has connections and ties to Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein, etc. I'm going to say all of this is allegedly. Obviously, this is an email tip. I have not confirmed any of that. The reporters trying to connect some of the dots, and they told me that the house that Britney was being held out in 2019 was tied to Epstein somehow via Tony Blair. Britney Spears lives in Thousand Oaks, California, as does Justin Bieber, I believe, and Diddy, I believe, has a house there as well. I know Lou Taylor built a house there and would find it very hard to believe that she does not know Rob McCoy, seeing that he was the mayor of Thousand Oaks and is the pastor of the large Calvary Chapel Church there. Before Robin, Lou Taylor moved to Brentwood, Tennessee. I think Robin and Lou Taylor moved to Brentwood, Tennessee. They lived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and attended a very large Calvary Chapel Church there, and they were mentored by a man named Bob Coy. We brought him up yesterday, the pedophile scandal that we mentioned yesterday, who has since been roiled in scandal for sexual allegations and I believe had to step down. He mentored them in the process of starting their church in Brentwood, Tennessee. That's interesting. It would be foolish for us to think that Lou Taylor does not know Rob McCoy. She's exactly right. All these people live in Thousand Oaks, California, and he's been pastoring that church up until July of this year for a very long time. And it's about to get even crazier because back in January of this year, someone notified me that Courtney Love wanted to reach out to me. So there you go. Brett Cooper has mentioned that Courtney Love has also had allegations about Lou Taylor. We all know who Courtney Love is. If for nothing else, it's because the media has convinced most people that she had something to do with the murder of her husband, Kurt Cobain, right? That's the reality, right? I didn't grow up with this music. I didn't listen to this music, but I know the Kurt Cobain story, and I know that somewhere in the back of my mind, I was kind of conditioned to believe that she had something to do with his murder. It was never explicitly said, but there was enough innuendo to get us there. Anyway, when I made contact with her, it was because she had been watching my podcast and she knew that I was obsessed with the book Chaos. My mind just exploded, understanding how severe a psychological operation could be, the media being complicit, convincing us that murders happened. I ended the book and I said, did anybody die that night? That is how wild of a journey it is. Same year, of course, as the moon landing, an entire psychological operation.
Prince, all
and
of them
you
folks.
just go, what is real? What is not real? I don't know. If you have not read that book, you should read it. And I became even more obsessed with learning everything that I could about the 60s and the military-grade MK Ultra program that our government employed in place after JFK was shot, right? Actually putting journalists on payroll to control our minds. If you are new here, you absolutely must read that book. You have to understand how this thing works. This is why I put together my book club, because it's so much that you just start to...
See, this is why when they come over here, y'all, and to try to play with me, change the narratives, come up with all that stupid, crazy stuff, I shut it down. They controlled the narratives with the bots and all of that type stuff. I shut it down. I talked to them crazy. I talked about they mama and all of that, because it's intentional. It's intentional. Yeah. It's the devil.
Wonder what is real, what is fake, are we actually living in a simulation? How could I have believed all of these things about people on the basis of what I read in the media, because they gave you some sort of an authority, right? They present themselves as some sort of a authority, or they have expertise in this area that they fact check, and I think post-COVID we're all ready to digest that these are psychological operations. Courtney at that time, Courtney Love, told me so much information. In January of this year, it was like she basically wrote me a novel. I couldn't process it. It was information overload. And if she had sent that to anybody but me, someone would have looked at this information and said, oh, this is just crazy. She's crazy, truly. She's obviously insane, because people that are outside of the Hollywood matrix cannot grasp or comprehend what goes on inside of it. It's spiritually so offensive that we go, there's no way all of this can be going on. And then you join my book club and you read Hollywood Babylon, and you're like, oh, this is actually how the system was built in Hollywood. It was built off of this stuff. So while I personally did not understand the nature of what goes on inside of Hollywood, I did start to understand it after everything happened with Ye, okay? I saw it up close, and even I thought Ye was crazy, or was being hysterical when he turned around to me in my house and he said, when all that was going down and Adidas was canceling him and Gap was canceling him, he was like, are you an op too? Are you an op too? And I was like, what on earth are you talking about? until I fully came to realize what he meant.
Hello.
Started with that book Chaos, and I've just done so much research since. Now I fully understand what he was saying when he was asking me that question, if I was also an op, right? Everything then happened to me, 2024, and I am certain that Charlie was also going through that process as well, where you start to realize there are literally psychological operatives in your life. He was asking me, Yay, are you a part of the psychological operation that is meant to control me? Are you one of these handlers that's meant to stop me from breaking out of this effective mental prison? I'm realizing something's wrong, and everyone's telling me there's something wrong with me, when I'm saying, no, there's something wrong with this, right? Why are you trying to make me think I'm crazy? And I'm going back to my own thing for tweeting that genocide is always wrong. The operatives are right. Oh, don't you understand how that could have been anti-Semitic? Right? Don't you understand?
Yeah,
Charlie,
no.
if you go down this route of perfect sense, if you go down this route, you're going to lose millions of dollars.
That right there, that's what I was talking about. So just because somebody have an opinion, why does that make them anti-Semitic? Why? Why because somebody has an opinion, do they tie it to being prejudiced to Jewish people? That's what I was trying to ask AI about. Because see, to me, that's paranoid. That you're going to automatically assume that I'm talking about your experience during the... No. One didn't have anything to do with the other. So how am I anti-Semitic when I'm just asking the question, trying to get an understanding, or I'm giving you my opinion of what I think the situation is? It has nothing to do with religious belief. So why is that label put on you? And that's why I turned around and asked AI, since they're so sensitive and assume that because of what they went through the Holocaust. Okay, so are they that sensitive about black people in being called the N-word? Based off of what black people experienced during slavery. What's the difference? Thousands and thousands of people died during slavery, right? Right? Yeah, and AI didn't want to talk to me. I know you don't. Because what you're saying is crazy. It is crazy, and it is manipulation. And and just to throw that out anytime somebody don't go along with your program and have their own mind. So it's almost as if that's a word that they have programmed in this MK Ultra for that to be a trigger word to make someone back down. No, I ain't never been to MK Ultra. So I don't have no trigger word. What it means to you ain't what it means to me. I just want to know. I'm trying to get an understanding, since everything about history have been whitewashed. I have my own opinion, and it ain't don't have nothing to do with what they experienced. Yeah, y'all, they make it personal. But I need for them to have the same type of sentiment, sensitivity when it comes to black people. Yeah. And that will be my response from now on. That will be my response and my debate. Because what follows after that is what makes them think that they are special. Yeah. So, are pro-fake Israel. Pro-righteousness. It's pro-righteous. What's right? Because that over there is wrong. And I ain't going with it. And it don't have nothing to do with what they have been through. It don't have nothing to do with it. And if they're not sensitive to what black people went through, then why should we be sensitive to what they went through? I don't want to be tit for tat. And I know I'm not, because I don't know what they religion, how are we supposed to know? By their name? Well, hell, that's not even like Netanyahu's real last name. He not even a Jew. They call him, the real Jewish people say he's fake. So now you want us to get in the middle of the battle that y'all have going on. They don't have nothing to do with us. And y'all Zionists, y'all don't believe in Jesus Christ. And y'all believe in genocide. So no. And it don't have anything to do with what y'all went through. It has everything to do with what you are doing now. Oh, for Pete's sake, what? You need for me to get you out of here, Kelly? You need for me to walk your ass out of here? Let me grab your nasty ass hand and walk you out. Y'all say bye to Kelly. Bye, Keela. Bye, Keela. Bye. Bye. Yeah. Get your ass up out of here. Y'all looking for a reason to blame somebody for some shit y'all did. Yeah, bye, kitty. Yeah. Get your ass up out of here. Yeah. Y'all want somebody to feel sorry for you. But y'all don't have no empathy. See, that was what got us here in the first place with Charlie. Him not having empathy. But he said he was a Christian. That's how I knew he was fake. A brainwashed. You know, it's all this MK Ultra stuff. That's brainwashing to me. So that word is a trigger word that they have implanted. And that's how they can get them to submit back, to come back off of it. Manipulation. Oh, no, I'm definitely not going for that. Yeah.
That is what he is referring to, right? RUNOP. Psychological operatives in your life. He was asking me, Yay, are you a part of the psychological operation that is meant to control me? Are you one of these handlers that's meant to stop me from breaking out of this effective mental prison? I'm realizing something's wrong, and everyone's telling me there's something wrong with me when I'm saying, no, there's something wrong with this, right? Why are you trying to make me think I'm crazy?
I wonder was
I'm
Kim
going back to my own
plant.
thing for tweeting that genocide is always wrong. The operatives are right. Oh, don't you understand how that could have been anti-Semitic? Right? So don't you understand? Charlie, if you go down this route of perfect sense, if you go down this route, you're going to lose millions of dollars. That is what he is referring to, right? RUNOP. Now, Courtney Love, this is in January and in February of this year. I have all of this in writing. Effectively wrote explaining to me exactly how the operation functions and why. She explained to me that she was a toddler and she was experimented on at the Haight-Ashbury Clinic.
Absolutely.
For those of you, Haight-Ashbury, it's the intersection where they had this clinic and the hippies came, and this is when the CIA was just dosing them intentionally because they wanted to understand how to control minds.
And
this
who
was their,
entire family of
focus
Purple
was
Flower?
How do we control like mass experimentation? How do we brainwash people?
Yep.
And they were experimenting on hippies when they did this. And Courtney, who's writing a book on this, so I'm not exposing anything, told me that she was given LSD at this age. This is how she grew up. She grew up in this area. And she told me, I did not kill Kurt Cobain. That was a part of a psychological operation to make the masses look away from what the CIA was guilty of. And she then told me, through a lot of messages, that at the core of all of this is ownership.
Worry about
ownership.
theft of your mail and packages?
Yeah, it is ironic that Gregory, that video by Gregory, Dick Gregory and Michael Jackson popped up
Goodbye
yesterday.
to your idea of a meritocracy, that you can climb the ladder and become a billionaire yourself. Actually, the best way to understand it is that when companies or individuals get too big and become too powerful, they send their agents to control them, to make sure that they are able to control their messaging. And if they cannot control those individuals, they will stage some sort of a hostile takeover of that brand or of that company or of that particular person. And there's a number of ways.
Yeah, they mama is probably a plant. Cause that hostile takeover, they attempted that with Kanye and Lamar. Yeah. That's a pattern with them.
Ways that can be accomplished. First and foremost, the psychosis. Oh my, she's having a mental breakdown. She needs a break. She's really tired. Britney's been put on a Psych 5150 hold. Kanye, he said he was just reading a Bible, and Harley Pasternak, and we got into his backstory, and MK Ultra suddenly puts him in a hospital on a Psych 5150 hold, and somehow his wife, I guess, was cool with that at the time, being Kim Kardashian. Also, of course, Wacko Jacko. The media gets involved in this, blaring out to the public, don't look at what's happening behind the scenes, because this person's just absolutely crazy. They're doing this to me right now. Like, obviously, you guys see this every single day. She's lost us. She's gone off the deep end. Thank you. That's where I'd like to be. I don't want to be in the shallow end, my friends. Yeah, let's get deep on these topics. Another way that they accomplish this is via lawfare. They will bankrupt you, okay? This is why what's happening to Elijah Schaffer, this is relevant. This is one of their strategies. When they want you to shut up, they will effectively bankrupt you. Your consequence will be that you have no more money.
That's what they doing to Diddy.
Despite the fact that he was beating Sony, he was owning his own catalog and almost owned the Beatles catalog, and that's when they swept in and they took down Michael Jackson. He died broke, right?
He shouldn't have.
And the people who he was fighting owned his catalog. Actually, in the news today, and this is totally a God thing, I saw Paris Jackson was in the news today. She's lost in court, and she's still fighting over her father's legacy. It's
Michael Jackson wasn't broke, was he?
Right now own his catalog, and he was beating them. And they lied to us about the pedophilia. I did a whole episode on that. You should look it up. Candace Owens, Michael Jackson. It's a shocking, true story of what they did and how we all believed it. And then, of course, brings us the next way that they accomplish what they want. The media, a reputational assassination.
Who is Elijah,
right?
Mama
The
K?
Me Too movement. That's what I was getting at. It was such an easy way to hostile take over big companies, because even if these people survive and prove they didn't do anything wrong to these women, who may be paid to come up and say he did this or he did that, you effectively have to sell your company, because you just can't, you're so tarred and feathered reputationally that nobody wants to work with you anymore, right? Who buys these companies? It doesn't matter, like I said, at the end of the day, whether or not the allegations are true. It's how much damage they can do to you as a person. And of course, the last way that they can hostily take over your company is with an untimely death. Kurt Cobain, Prince, Michael Jackson, Charlie Kirk. And I should also mention Bob Breyer. Talk about a, I don't know, timely or untimely death. I remember My Chemical Romance. You guys remember My Chemical Romance? The drummer, well, he had an overdose at the right time.
No,
right?
he didn't. But they set it up to look that way to destroy him. But I don't know. I don't think he was broke.
This on
I thought he still had
this
the
was
Sony.
October of last year. This is Bob Breyer. He writes, easy answer for that. Don't forget that Lou Taylor was my business manager for 18 years. We just separated in September because the Kardashians are the slimiest pile of garbage on the planet. They make a shitload of money, way more than I do, kind of like prostitutes.
Yeah, plants. Yep, there we go.
Anyways, I cannot be associated with them. Maybe Kendall, because she's kind of real and has an SF90 that I could drive. They actually have blood on their hands, and I know everything. Well, we're never going to know what he knows, because he then died in a very mysterious circumstance. This is People Magazine. My Chemical Romance, rocker, Bob Breyer's cause of death ruled undetermined. Nitrous oxide found near his body. So he died from laughing gas. It's undetermined. And if you read that book, Chaos, the medical examiners are always in their pockets, which is really interesting when you have these. And again, if you read Hollywood Babylon, it gets into all of these true stories of just perfectly timed deaths, which we're never going to know the answer to what happened. Anyways, going back to what Courtney Love told me, and I'm looking back at these messages, and I'm mind blown. She made it very clear, which to
he
me,
had the
she explained to
catalog.
me that this is a mafia. Okay, this is a mafia.
Michael Jackson.
And they seek to own everything, every inch of land, every business, every
Yeah, that's what I
organization,
thought.
and you can trip onto their radar by making too much money. Like as soon as you, there's like
'Cause
layers of
how
this.
is she still
and first
living?
they're going to try to offer you a job and try to control you, blah blah. And then if they can't control you, they will try to destroy you.
Was
But their
Blackout
goal is to
good?
successfully infiltrate.
Mama K?
Right? Curiously, and I'm going to read this to you,
Yeah.
or else you won't believe me.
They
She
made
kept
mention
insisting to
Jay-Z was
me
trying to
through
get
many
it too.
messages that I needed to look into the quote-unquote Mormon mafia, which she said sits above Hollywood and even sits above many Zionist Jews. Now, I want to be very clear, because this can be offensive to people. Every faith has been infiltrated. Okay, we know that things are corruptible. This is not an attack on and saying every person in the Mormon church is involved, every person in the Catholic, no.
Mm-mm.
But we know that at the top, things get corrupted. It's just a fact. And if you are actually a person that cares about your soul and you want to get into heaven, your job is not to defend corruption, whether it's happening in
Facts.
your church, in your backyard,
Facts.
in your own home.
Facts.
Your job is to try to root it out. And I'm sharing this text message because it's
Facts.
crazy that at the time that she sent it, I was like,
Going along with it is going along with the evil, going along with the lie, whether you did it or not. Going along with it is just as bad. Oh, girl, Candace, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to stop it. Do I need to get my point across? Going along with the corruption, going along with it, making excuses for it is just as bad as doing it yourself. Yeah, and if you're trying to get your life right with your belief, we gonna say Christ, yeah, then you cannot go along with wrong. You cannot validate it. You can't gaslight it. You can't find yourself in the middle of it. God word is true. It's not in the middle. It stands above it all. Okay, so that's just you manipulating it and validate it. It's wrong. That's why I do not accept it over here. I'm not gonna play that game. Never. Time out for that. They trying to take our
I
life.
don't know any of this. I'm not up on, she mentioned Lou Taylor, and I'm like, what are you
Absolutely,
talking about? So I'm
Mama
going to
K.
read this to you. Okay? I just took a screenshot
Absolutely,
earlier today.
Ken S.
She says,
Hello, St.
you're
Louis.
missing the critical parts, the bright, white, and delightsome, the original Nephites. So who is it that doesn't drink, doesn't gamble, but they run Vegas, and a lot of the Jews that are in Hollywood? Lou Taylor for Kim Kardashian and Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and she also owns the home church.
What?
Church home,
What about Diddy?
quote-unquote Mormon mafia, which she said sits above Hollywood and even sits above many Zionist Jews. Now, I want to be very clear, because this can be offensive to people. Every faith has been infiltrated.
Well, I went back too far.
Okay, we know that things are corruptible. This is not screenshot earlier today. She says, you're missing the critical parts, the bright, white, and delightsome, the original Nephites. So who is it that doesn't
Dave.
drink, doesn't gamble, but they run Vegas, and a lot of the Jews that are in Hollywood? Lou Taylor for Kim Kardashian and Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and she also owns the home church home, to get Bieber from Hillsong. I looked that up. That actually is accurate. It looks like she owns or sat on the board of Church Home. I know you Bieber people that were doing the videos about that know a lot. That seemed to be accurate. It made no sense to me at the time because I'm not hip. I don't follow a lot of the Hollywood stuff.
Yeah, y'all, you know
Then she
why?
says,
Listen, I am beginning to understand now why some of the mega pastors either step down for a minute, and I know a lot of us was thinking like Jake's, and he not the only one that stepped down in 2025, whether for a long period or a short period. You know, now when I think about the what was the church in South Lake, Trump's spiritual advisor, you know, that circle. Now talking about these Calvary churches, you know, this trafficking, embezzling, dirty money through the churches. You know, I'm kind of understanding a little power, a little connection. Yeah, especially TD Jakes, with these churches and these organizations and the networking and the affiliation. Evangelical, it's a big connection, and it's not just that they are sleeping together, which they probably are. It's the trafficking and the kids, and one of the biggest cover-ups could be the church, where they think it's a secret society. Yeah, I got that set up to play. If it wasn't too late, I was gonna play some of it. I ain't gonna show y'all my thumb. I got a thumbnail already set up for that. Just to tap into it, because I think it's very important with the manipulation. Because if the churches, I'm just saying, like the mega churches, if they are preaching right now, directly and indirectly, knowing or unknowing, that this Israel, this pro-Israel right now, and the push of it, the support of it, the contribution to it, and they are preaching it, that it is between two brothers, and they should know that it's not, right? And they are going along with this misrepresentation of the gospel. That's a problem. But if there's a huge investment, donations, that allows them to turn the blind eye to the truth, I can see a pattern. And you know, my sister, well, when Freddie Haynes, I'm gonna get back to it, but if y'all remember when this first came out and Freddie Haynes went ham, he wasn't playing. I mean, in the DFW area, he was not playing, and he had some, if y'all remember, he had some political people in his congregation that day, and he said, I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't know if y'all remember that. He said, I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't know if they told you about me, but you, in other words, you gonna learn today. And he preached the gospel. And the next day, he went on leave. Now, for about a month. He just came back about 3 weeks ago. And then when it first happened, I said, oh, they asked him to step down for a little bit. Somebody that donates to them directly or indirectly was offended, and they asked him to sit down, step down, go on leave, take a break, what have you, because he said if you, it was kind of, I don't want to say threatening, but he made it clear that if you stepped to him about the truth, he was going to get you right on together. That's my interpretation of it. And the next day or two, he stepped down. Now, of course, they said he was sick. It was medical. And I remember telling my sister, he ain't look sick to me. I think they asked him to step down. So, I'm saying that to say Jakes, he stepped down. When he said he was going to step down before, he didn't. But then he did turn around again. Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, they pastor stepped down. He just came back. So it is definitely something going on through the churches all over the world. I think that's the devil's disguise, was to, just like Trump saying, Christians, we need you Christians. You got to get out and vote, Christians. I'm not Christian. We got to stay woke, y'all. They playing with the church. And the church is the people, not the steeple. Let's go.
But she's
TBN
LDS.
Network,
Born
700
and
Club, Joyce
raised
Myers,
LDS.
Joel Osteen,
Bill
and many
Gates'
more
grandfather,
others. Yep,
also
you're right, James.
LDS, polygamist. Not hard to dig any of this stuff up at all. The corrupt Fed who called off the 2006 investigations into CNB Bank for Mike Kurtz's estate and Tupac. And then this is a question mark. R. Todd Nielsen. That firm is still massive, but he had to then go be one of the 12 apostles to the new prophet.
Let me back up. Hold
That
on.
is how wild of a journey it is. Same year, I could drive. They actually have blood on.
I'm going back to the name she was saying.
That they brought this, and this really became a way to ultimately attack the Christian faith, to divide.
Okay, hold on.
Non-denominational, but
Y'all did not just ask about that last night. Y'all did not ask y'all about that non-denominational last night. Oh yeah, when I was talking to chat that AI. Yeah, because I was on to this last night about the non-denomination, and especially with this New World Order. I tapped into that in my questioning too, but I asked that AI, was that anti-Semitic? Is that new? Is that new? I mean, has that always been a thing? And for the most part, it is new. First it said no, but then as it went on down, because it tries to drown you with the response, right? So in the beginning it'll say no, or well, it's hard to, it gives you this song and dance, but if you stay with it, you will get to it. So yes, it, for the most part, that is new. And guess when it became an issue? Guess when it really arose? When the Zion, this pro-Israel, with this Zion and stuff. So with Rockefellers, not the the Rothschilds. So it's organization created. Just so you know. That hadn't always been a thing. That's what I wanted to know. Where did this come from? Where did this word come from? It has not been thrown around the way it's being thrown around. I just had never heard of it like that. Yeah. And we just take it and run with it like that's how it's always been. What when the Holocaust and all that first, I mean, come on, what? But we got to stay woke. We got to stay on top of that, because they are trying to take us out. They're trying to take over. They are trying to rewrite the gospel with the devil's hands. And before I forget, and anything happen, since we're talking about these preachers, and there's a pattern. Every day I can find either a MAGA, Trump supporter, or a turning point, Somebody's getting arrested, right? There's a whole pattern going on. Y'all hit the like button. Double tap the face of the of your phone if you're using your device. It's been sitting at the same number for about 45 minutes and about over 100 people done came in. Please double tap the face of your phone or hit the three dots at the top right or just hit the thumbs up. Okay? So as I'm looking, as she's talking, guess what? Y'all just ain't gonna believe this. Y'all are not going to believe this. I need y'all to listen with your good ear and pay attention with your eyes. Y'all see him? Y'all see that? Y'all see him? He got his robe on. He got his hands up. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, God. What's ridiculous, Marcy? Before I remove you, what's ridiculous? That's all right. It's taking you too long. Y'all say bye to Marcy. Bye, C. So this guy right here and this guy right here are from Utah. Utah sure have been y'all. Come on. As you come in here, hit the like button. It's 230 of you in here now. My likes, I need 50 likes at the minimum. Or you could go right on. Yeah, please. Please. Hi, Anna Maria. Hi. Yeah. This guy right here. This guy right here. Utah judge and fire chief arrested for crimes against children. Utah. Ain't that where Charlie? Yeah, Utah. Didn't they Utah, a whole judge, fire chief. Utah. Ain't that where Trump and them, they was all on the roof blaming the wrong people. They got the military, CIA, intelligence, crimes against children. Y'all, what's going on? Utah. Turning point. Utah. Didn't I tell y'all Utah is going to be the next hub? Didn't I just say that yesterday? Flying over, military, Qatar, the man on the roof, Charlie Kirk security guard guy, giving the signals, the other guy, McCoy, his friend, he got popped, his partner, his right-hand man turn, walk away. Don't stop walking till you get to the way on the other side. His first call, he say to his daddy, Rob McCoy, the same Rob McCoy that she's talking about. The man on the roof of the university, all black, tactical helmet. Yep. Yeah. The kids are not safe. The kids are not. Nobody's safe. Let's go. Let's finish her out. Please get the likes up. Please. Y'all heard us say Tupac
Hollywood. Lou Taylor for Kim Kardashian and Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and she also owns the church home, to get Bieber from Hillsong. I looked that up. That actually is accurate. It looks like she owns or sat on the board of Church Home. I know the Bieber people that were doing the videos about that know a lot. That seemed to be accurate. It made no sense to me at the
It's
time.
why these
'Cause
people in
I'm not
Hollywood,
hip. I don't follow a lot
the
of the Hollywood
men
stuff.
them been
Then she says Christian
essayed and
non-denominational,
won't say nothing.
but she's LDS, born and raised LDS. Bill Gates' grandfather, also LDS, polygamist. Not hard to dig any of this stuff up at all. The corrupt Fed who called off the 2006 investigations into CNB Bank for Mike Hurt's estate and Tupac. And then this is a question mark. R. Todd Nielsen. That firm is still massive, but he had to then go be one of the 12 apostles to the new prophet in
Your
Salt
husband
Lake,
is a detective. I
and
can
with
assure
Ensign
you
and
it's
NGO.
everywhere.
And she goes on, and she starts speaking about this. And when I say I refuse,
I'm just
I
talking
had
about the
no
coincidences
idea
right
what she
now.
was speaking about. I didn't have time to look into any of this, and it did not seem relevant because at that time I was very much investigating the Brigitte
Catholic
Macron thing,
bishops
and was arriving very quickly
put
at this
out a
weird
statement
backstory of
rebuking
MK Ultra and the hate
Trump
Asbury
and
Plant
Vance.
seems
I
like
saw
a
that,
button was pressed
Roxy.
in America, and big psychological
Baroni.
operations started to take place. And now, of course, we
Both of
learned
them.
that this church that Lou Taylor's husband is a pastor at has this background that involves the CIA. They even explicitly tell the true story about all these hippies. Well, the hippie movement was not organic. It was not real. It was a psychological operation. That is a fact, okay? That is not a crazy musing. It is simply a fact that they brought this, and this really became a way to ultimately attack the Christian faith,
right?
To divide the Christian faith. The story goes these hippies decided to, give a fresh update to the Christian church, but then it turns out that a lot of these people that are heading
I
these
don't know what
churches have
FBA.
military
I don't know
ties,
what that is.
high up familial military
Pan,
ties. And
a
I
friend.
find all
I don't
of
know
this
what that is.
fascinating, and it has only made me focus more on this faith angle of TPUSA, because I am telling you that when that individual
There's an attack on
was at his
Christian
memorial,
faith
I hadn't even processed
and
it
Jesus
because
Christ.
I was so in the grief stage. When they
I
said that, something in me
absolutely
woke up where they
believe that
said it was
there
just so
is an
strange that
attack on Christians, the Christian faith. It still doesn't make sense to me if the Zionists are opposite of Christ and they don't believe in Jesus Christ. They are satanic and they believe in sacrificing babies, and they have these ceremonies and I don't want to say seances, but why would you put Christian in front of Zionists? Why would you attach Christian, Jesus Christ, to the devil? Why? That ties into trying to manipulate Christians into thinking that y'all have the same agenda to some degree, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to know, but I have to do some research so that I am aware of what's going on. Yeah, and that's why they wanted Christians to believe that they were supposed to assist pro-Israel because it's biblical. It's about two brothers in the Bible. It's about land. It's about a war about land because it's biblical. And this is about spiritual warfare. This is about preaching a false prophet. Yeah, it's about a wolf in sheep clothing, leading the sheep the wrong way and luring them to slaughter. That's what their intent is. Why would you attach that to Christian and you don't believe in Christ? But carry on.
everything was about faith, but like Turning Point USA was originally Remarks in Capitalism, and I remember you and Charlie running around, and I went, yeah, that shifted pretty quickly, and this is where we need to look. And the stuff that I'm learning about Rob McCoy, and the fact that people that are supposed to be biblical are telling us not to do that, and it's completely crazy, and Rob McCoy's up here trying to
You're
I
right,
guess you could
Anna
say,
Marie,
like
they're
launder the
not.
reputation of somebody who spent
That's why they
years
throw up
in
that
prison
anti-Semitic in the wrong
for
place.
abusing children. What is happening here? Something
Right.
is not right, and this is only the beginning. I'm going to put this out there because I think
I
a lot
agree
of
with
people
you.
now need to start paying attention to the Calvary Chapel in whatever regard you're researching, whether it's Justin Bieber, as I just mentioned, whether you're looking into the Courtney Love thing, or whether you are focused on the Britney Spears thing.
I believe that
You need to look here.
Plum-tacular.
We need to understand what is happening inside of these churches, and I am definitively not letting go, obviously, of
Right.
this TPUSA faith infiltration, which is what it looks like to me.
Right, because
We're
it's
gonna
like,
take
what
a
is the
brief
faith?
break, and we're gonna come
What do
back
they
and
believe
speak
in?
about the notorious Bush that we left off on a couple of days ago. All right, you guys, I've been speaking to you a lot about Riverbend Ranch because I absolutely love their steaks.
Yeah,
I'm
what
not
do
gonna
they
speak they're already
believe
famous
in?
for its great flavor.
When
but
she said
Riverbend
that it's
average
been
of
about faith
$800
all
a
of a
month.
sudden.
Net/Owens. You know, there's this whole idea that in the future, what they ultimately want is for us to own nothing and to be happy. And we are seeing that play out right now. There's this push to seed an entire generation with this idea that they shouldn't want to own anything. They shouldn't.
Well, that's why Bibi Netanyahu a long time ago said that his plan is to leave the U.S. bankrupt, broke, and everybody on welfare. And by the time the plan was, by the time him and Trump and whoever else that is pro-Israel is finished, and they can get the land over there and start the New World Order and rebuild a smart Israel, a state of Israel, the U.S. will be broke because they would have stole all the money. That's my opinion. Yeah, until and that's where they was going until our prayers have to continue to change. Our prayers have to be direct and intentional. It has to call it out for what it is. We have to rebuke this in the name of Jesus. They try to play in our face. They try to play as if, because Charlie's position was to manipulate the college students and put Christ in front, and talk fast. I mean, I think he learned his skill. Well, maybe not. I don't know. With Eric, they were really good friends. So his position was the Christian faith. That was his MO. I'm a Christian. I'm a devout Christian, but I don't have no empathy. I think that black people, are beneath. I need to know that if it's a black pilot, did he really earn his education? Is he really smart enough? Hell, we done created more than. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, really. And I think that empathy is made up. I don't even know where that came from. And right there, that was my telltale sign. I keep telling y'all, it was something that simple that you don't know where empathy comes from. You don't have it. I knew that he was not a Christian. Now, I find out that he was changing his views and the truth was coming to him. So God bless him. May he rest in peace. But when I heard that, I knew that there was something wrong. So I absolutely believe that there's an attack on the Christians, and our prayers need to change. They need to be direct, because the attack is direct. And if you have ever wanted to see that Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy, this is it. He comes to steal the land, kill the people, and destroy everything that comes in their way. Okay? Yeah, Elon is a part of it too. It's good cop, bad cop.
Aspire to ownership. They should just be renting. I even had a conversation with Milo Yiannopoulos, and we spoke about how that's kind of the point of making everything look really ugly
Yes,
and
Big L,
tiny
he
and
is
the walls are
exposing it
thin.
all.
Nothing is meant to feel like it's been here for a long time. Nothing is meant to be ancestral. That's been a topic that's been in the news recently, and I go back to something that was very strange when people were telling me what happened.
Yeah,
in the
I
Hamptons
need
before Trump
40
died.
likes real
Bill Ackman
quick.
gave a presentation, don't
I'm gonna
forget,
shut it down.
and told these younger people that they shouldn't aspire to own homes. They should just want to rent. There's no point in wanting to own property. Nothing should send to you a louder alarm that you should aspire to own property. You have every right to live where your grandparents lived, where your mother lived. Ancestry is very important, and I feel that they are trying to wipe that. And we are somehow at a very critical point. And I don't know much. I've never looked into the conspiracies about cloud seeding and these the burning of the Malibu homes. I actually think Spencer Pratt did some really fantastic work, like Spencer Pratt from The Hills did some fantastic work showing that this was actually a government conspiracy. That feels right to me. It's like natural disasters
It's
and then
intentional.
buying our stuff up dirt cheap. And when I'm looking at this picture, this is all about ownership. It's like they want it does feel like they want to control and to own everything.
Right.
Don't ignore that. Don't turn away from that. Don't think people are telling you wacky conspiracies. Our government is evil, okay? Terrible people who do terrible things are protected by our government, which means that we are being ruled by criminals who protect each other. And I just felt on my heart that I wanted to say that. You should have.
Which is why there's a criminal in the White House. Because criminals protect and look over for one another. It never made sense how he was in the White House and none of them, nobody put a stop to it. Nobody said, wait, how? So can anybody that got 34 felonies apply for, what? Wait, what? Nobody stopped it. Nobody said anything. But you're putting innocent people on planes and taking them somewhere because they broke the law. Okay, so what did the president with 34 felonies do? He didn't break the law? And some of these people you're deporting are U.S. citizens that didn't break the law. Now, how does that work? Yeah, none of that made sense to me. None of that.
Aspire towards ownership. You are not born to be an effective slave. Okay? Terrible people.
That's what making America great again is. I tried to explain that to people, especially black people. Making America great again don't have nothing to do with immigrants or blacks. It didn't have anything. So why I don't care how much money you make. I don't care nothing about that. It don't have nothing to do with you. And if all you can think about, they can step on everybody so that you can get a tax break, shame on you. You got a heart condition. Your heart ain't right. If you are okay with voting for him to get a tax break, knowing that it was going to bring harm to everybody else, you have a heart condition. And that's why I saw this lady today who said his mama didn't realize that she was getting assistance. She voted for her. These people are crying now because they didn't realize that it was going to affect them. Yes, he is formally convicted. Get him over here. He knows he's a convicted felon. That's why the judges, his friends that he put in place are telling him that he's going to have to pay that debt and that the U.S. is not going to pay it for him because he is a convicted felon. That's why he was sucking on Bubba's dangling. Yeah, because they was all in cahoots together. He had to use his throat muscles. Yeah. Gagging on Bubba's pallywhacker. Yeah, so you want to stand behind a meat grinder pedophile? He's sucking on other presidents' dangling. Get your nasty ass up out of here. Yeah, who else needs to go? We are not making excuses for pedos or men who try to compete with the head game of women. Anybody else need to go? Anybody else? Anybody else need to go? We are not in competition with you. Yeah, he trying to steal everything. He trying to steal the joy of a woman pleasing a man. Hell, he trying to do everything. I told y'all they better leave me alone. They better leave me alone. Yeah, we are not making excuses for pedos or headbangers. No, let's go. Let's go. His milkshake bring all the boys to the yard.
Terrible things are protected by our government, which means that we are being ruled by criminals who protect each other.
They all in it together,
I just felt
James.
on my heart that I wanted to say that. You should aspire towards ownership. You are not born to be an effective slave, and that's what it feels like. It feels like soft selling us slavery, and we're reaching this critical juncture. Anyway, jumping back into the Charlie Kirk story. First and foremost, I actually want to play a longer clip of me and him speaking and replaying.
Y'all, I need 20 likes real quick. Real quick. Please, just double tap the face of the phone if you're holding your device or using or listening on your device. And if you're on your computer, just hit the 3 dots at the top. I would great headbangers. I've been trying to be nice. I wore their asses out on the live before this one, baby. I went hard in the paint, baby. Oh, wait. That was some of my best head game. Oh, yeah. Oh, Donnie on that head. Yeah, they headliners for the headmaster. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Bubba said, your secret good with me. Shit. Grabbed him on his head up here and pushed that head down. Yeah, you stay your head. Yeah. Don't stop till it's all out. I don't care if you get, you better swallow. You better not. You bet not. You better swallow. Swallow that DNA. Heck yeah. You don't need no towel. You better swallow. You headbanger, you. Yeah. Y'all come on, hit the like button.
In that clip, there's something about it now that almost sounds prophetic of him discussing what you would want to do and what allies you want to have when bullets are flying. Take a listen. People have to understand that we live in a different world now, but don't think because you follow me or that you follow Charlie that this has by any means been easy. There have been moments where I've sat him down and he thought that his whole life was over and was like, they're just trying to kill me and destroy me, and I'm like, get your head out of the sand, like we fight, we go on. And there have been moments that I've called you and said like, this is it, it's over, like I can't do this anymore. And he's been like, you get your ass up out of bed and you keep going. And it's so important for you guys to understand that. The next day, it always does get better, guys. It gets better.
Here's the other thing is, giving up should never be an option. And also, surround yourself with people like Candace, that whatever you're doing, that can relate, and that when you say something, that they're going to tell you, the truth, and they're going to be honest, but they'll also have your back. And I understand this might sound cliche, but it's so hard to find that.
Right.
It's so hard to find that kind of loyalty. That
baby, he had a friend.
The kind of the old expression is, when you're in a foxhole.
Let me say something to you, Charlie Kirk. You have a friend. and Candace. This girl goes hard in the paint for you and everybody. And I do mean everybody should have a friend like her, where they can't just tell you anything and you accept it. You have to have a friend who stands up and say, nah, nope, I know my friend, nope, don't bow. She's not bowing down for nothing or nobody. We should all have a friend like her. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean this with all my heart. If our friends that are, I don't care how long we've known them, if they're not close to her loyalty, because see, they had a falling out. You know, they still would interact, but they wasn't as close as they used to. But you can't tell. She got out before he got out. He was beginning to see. And then once he was beginning to see, then they tried to, baby, first get out of here. Yeah, so you on something else. Bye. Yeah, so when he began to see the truth, then they wanted him to go back to denouncing her. And when he refused, he started saying no to millions, standing up to Trump. The files need to come out. He was very vocal about that. The conviction started setting in. The empathy came. You understand? They took him out. And she knows why. And she's not hiding it anymore. She's not lying. She's not being quiet about it. That's very respectful. So again, I'm going to say it because old Furs tried to ask about something else. And you want to hear the truth. But the truth going to set you free. We should pray for friends like that. And I mean that. Because he is going to get justice because of her, one way or another. Let's go.
You want someone who is not going to tell you that there's no bullets being fired. You want just to say where the bullets are coming from.
Right. Yeah. That's
right?
exactly
You
right.
know?
Yeah.
You don't want someone in the foxhole with you being like, well,
they were so
want
young.
A hot dog,
right.
like maybe a burger, or a smoothie. You want
They
to say
were
no. There's
so
a machine gun
young.
nest over
Right.
there. There's mortar shells coming.
She's not even the same person. She's so matter of fact now. Well, I'm sure they was young, but she's not even the same person.
You want someone who is not going to tell you that there's no bullets being fired. You want just to say where the bullets are coming from.
Right. Yeah. That's
right?
exactly
You
right.
know?
Yeah.
You don't want someone in the foxhole with you being like, well, want to get a hot dog,
Right.
like maybe a burger, or a smoothie. You want to say no. There's a machine gun nest over
Right.
there. There's mortar shells coming from there.
Right.
Well, here's what we're going to do
Here's
to be
the
able
plan
to do
of
that.
action to get out of this.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the type of friend that you want. And you definitely don't want one that's going to run for the hills behind you.
Yeah.
And
We've
you're
had
alone.
those. We've had those.
Yes.
We definitely know who our allies are.
Hey, naturally,
First and
Marlins.
foremost, I watched this and it made me feel great to hear that from him. Like, we gotta keep fighting, and you got this. The second thing, though, is it infuriated me because it is just, talk about a psychological operation. They moved in to try to rewrite history and convince masses that Charlie Kirk and I weren't friends. I will never get over that. I will actually never get over how absolutely insane and deranged the media is. They tried to invert reality, actually. People that weren't his friends were suddenly pretending that they were his friends and his supporters. I just will never forgive them for that. That is
I believe
insane.
that too, researchers.
What we're saying there is important. Loyalty is hard. And I was amazed watching that ending, the way he describes a person behind him walking away, almost wild, considering Mikey McCoy, the amazing Mikey McCoy, the not so amazing Mikey McCoy. And then he says this.
I believe that
points over to
researchers
the left
coordinator.
there. And I'm now thinking, well, if he was right about what was happening behind him, what if there was something going on the left? Now that I'm thinking about, or what I brought up to you, which was that bush. I have in the back of my mind been wondering about this bush. I have questions about that bush that they said Butch was talking to. Again, I want to be clear. We see him near the bush by himself. We have no evidence to show that he was actually talking to the bush. These are eyewitness accounts on that day. And I just feel that maybe something may have been going on in that bush, right? Now, there is an individual that I have had questions about, and I have tried to discern through private means who this individual is, and I have had no luck, so I'm going to ask the public for help because he's had my attention for a while, foremost because throughout the event I noticed that he was halfway standing in the bush. Obviously, I've looked at so much content, different angles, so many videos, and he's kind of partially in the bush, and I don't feel that it's necessary for him to be partially in the bush. It was not that crowded of an event. There was definitely space. The second thing that's compelling is that he's wearing a maroon shirt. And when Charlie goes down, he stood out to me because everyone ducks, but he just sort of keeps standing and seems to go inward into the bush and then out of the bush. And then I saw him from behind, and he's very calm. He never ducks, and then he sort of calmly walks away. I want to be clear. Does not mean he's guilty of anything. But I'd like to speak to him because he might have some more insights as to what was going on in that bush. So first, regarding that bush, many of you guys emailed us and pointed to the fact that when the shooting happens, there's suddenly people on the side that are directing you, saying, go, 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 almost like they're...
Okay, so Pan Afan. Now, I don't know what color you are, boo-boo, but your racist comments don't offend anybody because you are the same thing you saying, what you trying to imply, because you came from us. We didn't come from you. We are the original people. You're not. So whatever racist thing that you're trying to say to me is back at you, boo-boo. You came from us. We are the original people. We the chosen one too. Yeah. You I did in A is in you. Yours is not in us. We are the original people. Yeah. So whatever you say racist to me, it goes back to you. You came from us. We didn't come from you. Remember that. It don't hurt. Because you came from us. You needed us to be here. We didn't need you to be here, boo-boo. You got black in you. In other words, you got black in you. You got black in you. Absolutely. Now wrap that up and stick it up under the Christmas tree. Black boy. Yeah. Black girl. Whatever you are. Blackie. How about that?
Actually maybe kind of protecting the bush. That might not be the circumstance, but we're going to show that clip anyway.
Yeah.
Of a guy that does actually,
you come from black people,
directing traffic away from the bush. Take a look at this.
I don't know who's been shot.
Let's see, right there on the side.
Let me back it up a little bit.
People on the side there. And then out of the bush, and then I saw him from behind, and he's very calm. He never ducks, and then he sort of calmly walks away. I want to be clear, does not mean he's guilty of anything. But I'd like to speak to him because he might have some more insights as to what was going on in that bush. So first, regarding that bush, many of you guys emailed us and pointed to the fact that when the shooting happens, there's suddenly people on the side that are directing you, saying, go, 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 almost like they're actually maybe kind of protecting the bush. That might not be the circumstance, but we're going to show that clip anyway of a guy that does actually, as we looked, seem to be directing traffic away from the bush. Take a look at this.
I don't know who's been shot.
Let's see, right there on the side. You got people on the side there, standing, pointing away. Okay. Yeah, there's someone in there like texting in a blue shirt. Now, that could be because there's a shooting and that's a safe spot to be in and somebody can't see you. maybe that's why you're doing that. Doesn't mean anything, but I'm just pointing that out because we have to gather evidence that we're never going to get from the feds. The second thing that I want to show you is what I just described, which is the clip of the person that I'm looking for who doesn't duck and calmly walks away. This is that individual. This is the front angle. You see that circle right there? You keep playing that. I've watched from other angles, never goes down, goes walk out of the bush. And I know that the police were looking for someone in a maroon shirt immediately after because somebody shared text messages with me that I did not publicize because I didn't want to, because we have to gather evidence that we're never going to get from the feds. The second thing that I want to show you is what I just described, which is the clip of the person that I'm looking for who doesn't duck and calmly walks away. This is that individual. This is the front angle. You see that circle right there? You keep playing that. I've watched from other angles, never goes down. Goes.
Oh yeah, right there he does not seem alarmed. Right there he don't. But this guy right here, he ain't going nowhere either. He looking up.
Walks out of the bush, and I know that the police were looking for someone in a maroon shirt immediately after because
Hey,
somebody
Willie
shared text
Spencer.
messages with me that I did not publicize because I didn't want to. I just felt that it would go back to that source. Now, this individual I was able to discern was in a photo with somebody else who's caught my attention. Of course, the media began playing. They had all of these clips of what happened, and there was one individual who was Indian who they got a lot of the footage from that day from. And what's interesting about this guy, Samir, is very public. He's been covering everything. He was not a Charlie Kirk fan. He somehow has a lot of footage and somehow immediately gave this footage to the media. I reached out to him privately and I asked to have a conversation, asked to send his number, despite speaking with the media for weeks, giving them all of this footage, and despite oddly being allowed to interview Astrid Tumenez. I think a lot of people have done videos on Astrid Tumenez, the strange background story of Astrid Tumenez, the president of UVU. He didn't want to send me his number. I wanted to ask him basic questions. One of the questions I wanted to ask him was, hey, you are in a photo with this person in the maroon shirt from that day. He posted a photo with him and the guy in the maroon shirt. And he makes it clear that they both went to BYU.
That's okay.
Friend,
hold on. I was
would like
looking
to
at the
know
comments.
who Samir's friend is on the left.
Hold on, that's the guy, right?
And what's interesting about this guy, Samir, is very public. He's been covering everything. He was not a Charlie Kirk fan. Right there, you keep playing that. I've watched from other angles. Never goes down. Goes.
That's the same
walks
guy.
out of the
Okay.
bush. And I know that the police were looking for someone in a maroon shirt immediately after because somebody shared text messages with me that I did not publicize because I didn't want to. I just felt that it would go back to that source. Now, this individual I was able to discern was in a photo with somebody else who's caught my attention. Of course, the media began playing. They had all of these clips of what
Hey,
happened.
dope.
And there was one individual who was Indian who they got a lot of the footage from that day from. And
Y'all
what's
coming
interesting about
in,
this
please
guy,
hit the like
Samir,
button.
is very public. He's been covering everything. He was not a Charlie Kirk fan. He somehow has a lot of footage and somehow immediately gave this footage to the media. I reached out to him privately and I asked to have a conversation, asked to send his number, despite speaking with the media for weeks, giving them all of this footage, and despite oddly being allowed to interview Astrid Tumenez. I think a lot of people have done videos on Astrid Tumenez, the strange background story of Astrid Tumenez, the president of UVU. He didn't want to send me his number. I wanted to ask him basic questions. one of the questions I wanted to ask him was, hey, you are in a photo with this person in the maroon shirt from that day. He posted a photo with him and the guy in the maroon shirt. And he makes it clear that they both went to BYU. His friend, I would like to know who Samir's friend is on the left. That's who I'm looking for. You might recognize this individual. If you do, and again, we are not saying he's guilty of anything, but he might know that there was some activity in that bush. Please email moretips@CandaceOwens.com. Moretips@CandaceOwens.com. Okay. Moving on from the person in the maroon shirt, but sticking on to this topic of the bush, people also sent me a ton of information about Butch Hibbs, Jack Hibbs' brother, who was here, and he maybe might have been speaking to that bush, I don't know, but he wasn't the only person, by the way, who was in that
A lot
bush
going on in the
before event.
bushes.
Here's another photo that was sent to us of a guy, I
Oh,
don't know, maybe he's comfortable in
Lord.
his bush, who knows, another guy.
That's another guy with a burgundy shirt on in the bush. Come on now. Is that the school colors? Wow.
In a maroon shirt. I never knew so many men loved maroon shirts. I never even
I'm
knew
for
that.
real.
We have another guy in there. Again, he literally might just be sending a private text. I don't know.
Wait
but
a
people
minute.
send us
Was
that,
the
and that's
other?
interesting.
Oh,
On the topic
wow.
of Butch Hibbs, we got a flurry of videos of him after this shooting takes place. He's kind of just like crawling the area. He's up and around where the shooting happened. With what clearance, I don't know. You would think that they had secured the area and nobody would be allowed to go in. They certainly seem to have crime scene tape, but some people were allowed in. He was. And beyond that, he is just acting what I would say is strange. Generally being
A
shady.
white 47.
And in this one, that's who I'm looking for. You might recognize this individual. If you do, and again, we are not.
It sounded like a higher caliber, like a 9mm.
Oh, no.
It didn't sound like a...
Interesting. And on the topic of Butch Hibbs, we got a flurry of videos of him after this shooting takes place. He's kind of just like crawling the area. Sticking on to this topic of the bush, people also sent me a ton of information about Butch Hibbs, Jack Hibbs' brother, who was here, and he maybe might have been speaking to that bush, I don't know, but he wasn't the only person, by the way, who was in that bush before the event. Here's another photo that was sent to us of a guy, I don't know, maybe he's comfortable in his bush, who knows, another guy in a maroon shirt. I never knew so many men loved maroon shirts. I never even knew that. But we have another guy in there. Again, he literally might just be sending a private text. I don't know, but people sent us that, and that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know
on the
what
topic
the
of
other
Butch
number
Hibbs,
was.
we got a flurry of videos of him after this shooting takes place. He's kind of just like crawling the area. He's up and around where the shooting happened. With what clearance, I don't know. You would think that they had secured the area and nobody would be allowed to go in. They certainly seem to have crime scene tape, but some people were allowed in. He was. And beyond that, he is just acting what I would say is
Double
strange.
tap the face of the
Generally being
phone,
shady.
please.
And in this one clip, there's a guy who's talking to the media about what he heard, and what he saw, and Butch is kind of just lingering in the background, almost as if he wants to know what that person is telling the media. I'm going to play that clip for you. You're going to see Butch in the background as another individual is being interviewed about what he heard and saw.
I don't know. It sounded like a higher caliber. It sounded like a higher caliber, like a 9mm. It didn't sound like a 45 or anything, but I don't know. It didn't sound that deep to me. It almost sounded like a cherry bomb.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so hold on. Let's see what number is on Butch hat as he's walking up.
To play that clip for you, you're going to see Butch in the background as another individual.
So it does say
being interviewed about
47,
what
be
he heard
rich.
and saw.
I don't know. It sounded like a higher caliber. It sounded like a higher caliber, like a 9mm. It didn't sound like a 45.
Trump plants.
But I don't know. It didn't sound that deep to me. It almost sounded like a cherry bomb.
Unbelievable.
Trump plants.
Wow.
Wow. I'm in shock.
I am too. I can't believe it happened in Utah of all places.
Making America great
Where he has so
again
much support.
with the
But
plaid
obviously the
shirts on.
opposition was here. And now we're looking at a murder scene, possibly.
It's back there.
Obviously a crime scene. But I don't think that Charlie can survive this unless the EMTs were close, and it was pretty, I mean, rated R level kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, Roseanne.
Okay. Thank you, you too.
Now, he may have just been hanging out trying to get a ride, calling an Uber, that caught the video. We really just don't know. But I gotta follow this faith feeling I have, this quote-unquote faith feeling I have, and that's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to follow my every instinct in this until we figure out what happened on 9/10 and beyond that, right? This feels to me like so much is being revealed right now, and the linchpin of this is a Charlie Kirk assassination, and we are really understanding the way that our world works. So if you have any more information about Butch, some people were telling me that he was involved, and I have not been able to confirm this information with the military. I know his father was, but it's hard because they have the same name, and so if you have more information pertaining to that, please email moretips@CandaceOwens.com. All right, you guys, are going to take another brief break before I get into some of your comments. All right, you've heard me speak a lot about Nimi Skincare. I love their 3-step anti-aging routines, are experts in powerful programs. /Candace. Okay, how could I forget? I did not forget. I wanted to also address why I teased 2 things for you, actually, that did not happen today. The first was not my fault at all. The person that was supposed to come on the show, who has been basically effectively working on the finances for months, asked me to just wait 1 more week because he got swept up into something. So that was a cancellation. The second thing is the Egyptian plane. The thing about the Egyptian plane is so explosive. Like I said to you, I had to try to get this to the right people in government, and those individuals asked me to wait until this weekend. The reason why they wanted me to wait is because this is the first time that we have the advantage. I don't know what to say other than it's positively explosive. That's all I can say to you. And presenting this to the public, I don't know what to, there's not a correct adjective to describe what is going to be the result of revealing that sort of information. And in many ways, we're still trying to understand it ourselves. So I want to say Monday, but because I'm not fully in control of that information, I would say next week, tentatively next week, okay? Top comment from yesterday's episode is funny how Pastor Mccoy could so easily believe, as he did with that guy who sexually abused a minor, could so easily believe that the police, the feds, the courts, the lawyers, and even the little girls were all involved in a conspiracy cover-up against a convicted predator. But questioning the assassination of his dearest friend is unchristian and crazy. That's what I said. Like, if you want to really see the psychological operation of Christian Zionists all saying the same thing, many of them are taking money. Obviously, there's a lot of money on the line. Turning Point just raised so much money themselves, and you will start to recognize these sorts of tactics, like just the hypocrisy, the astounding hypocrisy, where they will just be totally mum on the death of Palestinians and be like, how dare Candace even ask another question and not accept the narrative? The feds have always been honest with us about everything. Something stinks. You are so right. Reminding you guys that we have new merch on the website, plus our Black Friday sale. You can use code BLACK20 and you'll get 20% store-wide, and that runs through to Cyber Monday, Cyber
especially
Monday,
with Israel,
pardon, so don't miss out on.
But he was compromised too
Jump scares.
by Bibi Netanyahu.
Yes, I'm sorry. We just try to get up-to-date photos, that's all. Ginny's writes, hi Candace, fellow Latin Mass Catholic here. Which saint's relic do you have behind you? There is a special reason you have this saint. Yeah, I spoke about this on another show. It was gifted to me by a priest while I was out in Wyoming, and it is from St. Michael's Holy Cave in Italy. So, yes, I was very grateful to have that, and that is a very powerful prayer of protection. Rianne writes, hi, this is Rianne from San Antonio, Texas. Thank you, Candace, for never giving up on the truth. You are Charlie's David. May God bless you and keep you and your family safe. I love you, sweet girl. Christ is King. Go Max. Go Max, indeed. We are going Max. Truth Accountability writes, Candace, remember the devil is striking hard because God placed something powerful within you. thieves don't break into an empty house. I totally agree with that sentiment that thieves do not break into an empty house. They are overreacting to any questions. They're lying about what I'm saying. They're taking me out of context intentionally and pretending that we're doing all of this on the basis of a dream and that we never had any evidence. And that feels to me like they are fearful, and they should be fearful. Whatever they are hiding, I'm going to find. Christopher Jolly writes, Mormons are Christians. Many LDS members like me love your work. Any crooks, please bust them. We want truth. Wheat grows together until the last day. The Book of Mormon, the reality, acknowledges. Sorry, I am not, if you ever make a word shorter like I'm not going to know what acknowledges. I'm old. The reality and the danger of organized evil. Yes, of course. And I want to be very clear that a lot of the stuff that I've been able to find out in this investigation has been because of Mormons that are willing to go on the ground to ask questions, to get me information, to get me phone numbers. Would not have been possible without these young Mormon students. So I'm incredibly grateful. And I always just say that and remind people, because sometimes when you're speaking about something, it can feel like a personal attack. And the reality is the devil loves to go in places where he can be the most deceptive. And what better place to go, right? People are showing up to Calvary Chapel because they love Jesus and they want to pray.
I know good and dang well you didn't come over here repping somebody else. You have not supported my platform. If you ever do that again, you will be banned. Okay? Don't ever come over here in my comments bringing up another content creator. I will ban you. You have been warned. In fact, yeah, bye. Y'all say bye. No, how disrespectful.
Political message. Something is not right with Calvary Chapel. I stand by that. We lost someone sent us an email and said, because I discussed Calvary Chapel's abuse history,
you right, Lovey Tim's.
I've always been very clear on the topic of abusing kids. Bye. Like forever, I will never shut up on these topics.
Yeah, Rick, you have to ask her why she gave that sign. I don't know.
Most of all, when I start to recognize that something happened at Turning Point USA and the faith movement seems to be at the center of it. It's very bizarre. The lies, actually, when you start to go through the list of Turning Point USA lies, so many of them surround the topic of faith, which is very strange. Like he wasn't allowed to be Catholic. He wasn't allowed to be interested in Catholicism. How weird. Why? Why is the faith part so important? Think about that. Why were the lies that were surrounding that came out of Turning Point USA, which we were able to debunk, so many of them were faith-focused? That's a clue. I recognize that as a clue, and that's what told me that I needed to hyper-focus on the faith angle, because the lies were unnecessary.
Absolutely.
Greg Bickford writes, keep calling them out. The power grab in the vortex left behind is just too desperate to be genuine. Yeah, of course it's not genuine. Even yesterday, the Daily Mail, their APAC reporter, Victoria Churchill, publishes an article, the most bizarre headline. All respect to Allie and the work she's done. Charlie Kirk's TPUSA heiress is how we're describing her? Like, what? Like, I'm sorry, what is that? Actually, what op are we in right now where the heiress to Turning Point USA is Allie Stuckey? That is a wild headline. And they repeated that, the heir apparent in the Wall Street Journal. That's weird. That's just, it's weird. It's weird. Not because she couldn't be an heiress or an heir to something, I suppose.
People just strange stuff.
Try to fit that in there. That's very strange. He attacks Candace Owens. The context of calling somebody the heiress of Turning Point USA would make sense if you're referring to Erica. That's about it. That's literally probably it. Because she quite literally was the heir to Turning Point USA. Like, she became the chairman, but that's weird. Like, that sort of stuff makes me go, what the heck is going on right now?
A lot of strange stuff. So, yeah.
Candace, keep fighting for the truth and be safe. I've recently realized we are at war, and the direction this timeline of the world is literally going in is at stake. The fate of the future of America down with the two-party system, I agree fully. Drew Cass writes, Candace, I feel like the Zionists are trying to distract you by making you debunk their lies. We, as the people, believe you. Stay focused, my friend. Yeah, I have been way more focused and jumped back into it. The lies were just getting so crazy that sometimes I just have to call it out and be like, this is completely crazy. We're just inverting reality. The Duchess of Camelot writes, the fentanyl crisis is by design, allegedly. Yeah, our boys were guarding the poppy fields and then in Afghanistan, and then we got an opioid crisis, and the Sackler family seems to be the only ones that benefited from that opioid crisis, certainly not the American people, and that is why I also say do not let your sons fight in the military. That is so disrespectful that nothing is getting better in our country, and we are just sending our sons over to die for Israel. Their borders expand. Talking about the security of the Middle East, we would have no beef in the Middle East if it wasn't for Israel and us constantly protecting them from the trouble that they cause. But I'm not going to go off on a rant about that. Anyways, you guys, we also promised you, which I totally forgot. I'm sorry, I had a crazy Friday, you guys, a long week homeschooling. I also said you that I would address who yelled at Charlie, and I totally forgot to get the last name of that person until I saw it in the notes just now. But that, I promise you, I will actually have on Monday. So forgive me for just having a total mom brain at the moment. It's just been a long week. Thank you for your support, and we will see you on Monday.
Thank you, Candace. Okay, good people, good people, good people. We have had a day. What a day, what a day, what a day. Oh my God. Y'all have had me cutting up on our Peter sucking president. Oh my God. He's in competition with females now. I just don't know how to process that. We are understanding that we are at war spiritually. Yeah, so, and again, I'm going to say we need to be intentional with our prayers because, yeah, spiritually, we are at war. And their every intent is to take over, to kill, steal, and destroy, and take us, leave us broke, busted, and disgusted. And I agree with her about the land. I think that we should all invest in some land. Yeah, I heard something about right now is a good time to buy land. So maybe that's something that we need to check into so they won't take total control because, you know, Bill Gates is buying land and farming and spraying his little chemical so that we will all be sick and contaminated. And I guess they plan on just staying here all alone by themselves. I mean, what? I mean, I don't know. All of them touching on kids and touching on each other. Oh, yeah, I'm saying the land, not the houses. I'm talking about land. They said it's a good time to buy land. The land. But just check on it. Stay woke. You know, don't let stuff slip away. You know, do research, do your homework. We got to stop procrastinating. And believe it or not, we got to start stepping out on faith, trusting in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thy own understanding. Acknowledge him in all our ways and he will direct our path. So we're going to have to start stepping out on faith and let God be our guide. Because these people are stealing. And I do believe their intent is to have everybody, not just black people, but everybody kind of being enslaved. Okay? You have 5-acre homestead. Bought in 2021. Left the suburbs. Yeah, I'm about ready to go to the country. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not gonna even lie. I never thought I would say that, but that's where I think I'm at. And I grow my own stuff. For real, for real. But y'all have a good night. 3 hours. I'm over 3 hours. So y'all have a great, great night, okay? Mwah. See y'all tomorrow. Hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Join the membership. Get your membership. Sometimes I'm going to be going members only. Good night. Bye, Elaine. And please share it and hit the like button, okay? See y'all later. Bye. Bye, Dave. Bye, Mama Kay. Anna Marie. Stacy, Lubby. Dave, Pete. Cheech 215. Roseanne. Be Rich. Dope. Hot. Tina Ray. Stacy. Joshua C. Willie Spencer. Researchers, coordinators. Purple Flowers. My regular Jackson Maxwell. Elizabeth. I don't know if I said Purple Flower. Sharon H. Naturally Norlands. Janet was in here. Mrs. Tom was too. Vicky. Nocturnal. I don't know if I said James. Dave. Let me see. Purple. John Payne. Strom. He said, please pray for the victims of Diddy, Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein. Amen. Elizabeth. Big L. Had me in here clowning. Pluntacular. Oh, my. Tari Woods. If I'm Pamela, Tammy, Sapphire, Elaine. Said Be Rich. Candace, St. Louis. I can't believe it's let me go back this far. Starfall. Asama, Walla, Verder, Verdier, that Mrs. Tom, Cynthia, ooh, Janet, Marita Cruz, Ronald Simmons, John, Helen. Good night, y'all. Oh, Lord. It's still letting me go back. If I missed you, good night. If you're still here, good night, everybody. Argentry. I don't want to miss Michelle. We've been hanging tight today. I don't want to miss nobody. Bye. Third rail. Woo! Good night, y'all. I made it.